When Kronos became king, a prophecy was made that he would be overthrown by his own son. This prophecy was fulfilled by his youngest, Zeus. After a war lasting 10 years, the Titans were banished to the depths of Tartarus, and Zeus sat on the throne of Olympus, his brothers and sisters by his side. The gods revelled in their new kingdom, ruling over the mortals that lived in Elysium, a kingdom named so as to be a paradise for all those who lived there. And for a time, all was well. But gods are prideful beings, and soon began to bicker and argue amongst themselves, turning a blind eye to the realm of mortals. Zeus saw this, and saw how the mortals had also begun to fight one another in the absence of the gods' presence. A mighty thunderstorm swelled around Olympus as Zeus made a decree. The gods would no longer remain idle, but instead be sent unto Elysium, where they would be given a city to rule as they saw fit. Only Zeus would remain on Olympus, to ensure that his laws were upheld. Unhappy with this order, but unwilling to incur their father's wrath and risk being felled by his thunderbolts, the gods made their way down to Elysium to live among the mortals. Each god moulded his or her city into their own image, whether that be the beautiful marble temples of Aphrodite or the towering spires of the arcane Hecate. The mortals rejoiced to be in the presence of the Olympians, and peace was restored again. No longer able to interfere as before, the gods now use mortal champions to do their bidding. Through time, mortals have dedicated their lives into performing great deeds to gain the gods' favour, become their champion, and enter their names into legend. But peace can never last forever, and dire plots are brewing in Elysium. The war god Athena, as wise as she is beautiful, has gone missing. As tensions rise amongst the Olympians, other forces work quietly, and whispers are spreading that the reign of Olympus is coming to an end.
Hello and welcome to the first episode of Reign of Olympus. It's about bloody time. If you can hear them, which I hope you can, we are here with the cast. Sorry for... I've just noticed them all looking regal.
Well, one of us anyway.
Oh dear. Yeah, sorry for the technical difficulties. As you might have been able to see, we've got a couple of the cast members sharing a camera at the minute. But that should all be fixed now. Very cozy. Let me just make sure that everybody can hear everybody. What up? We could. Does everybody want to quickly introduce themselves?
Ladies first.
Sure.
Look at the character. Hi, I'm Ken. I'm playing Garviel. What more could you ask? Right, I'm Dan. I'm going to be playing Runt.
And I'm Jim, and I am playing Mercy.
Yeah. And I'm Luke, and I'm going to be DMing this catastrophe.
Woo!
Woo! Okay, so before we properly start, can we also just remind you guys that we are doing this for charity. We are doing it for CALM, which is Campaign Against Living Miserably. It's a charity for mental health, primarily based on male mental health and preventing male suicide. Suicide is the biggest killer of males under the age of 45, full stop. Bigger than cancer, bigger than heart disease, stroke, anything like that. So, well, apparently you can't hear Alma. Let me see if I can fix that for you. Exactly. Audio.
Oh, we can hear you.
Yeah, but the people at home might want to hear you.
Yeah.
The viewers might want some audio.
You think you want to hear it, but let's be honest, do you really?
Yes, they do. Just putting it out there. Yes, they do. They know.
Also, process elimination, we will introduce
You're
ourselves.
one of the two that doesn't have beards, and you have got a hat to distinguish you because you're not wearing a wreath.
I mean, it's the first time it's been called a beard in a while, so I'll go for it.
It's half a squirrel's tail sellotape to his chin.
That's just mean and true.
I personally, as a
You're
magic
just
sucker,
messy like that.
Hey, I'm starting my character off strong.
To just complete madness, yes. That's just how it works. Okay.
No, nothing.
Oh, welcome to the something. Yep, I'm just going to finish with the technical difficulties to make sure that they can hear everybody.
Is that what we're going to be referred to now? The technical difficulties?
You guys are the technical difficulties, yes.
Okay, cool.
Official campaign.
I'm not a technical difficulty.
Yeah.
I'm a difficulty technically.
You're the most difficult technical difficulty.
Okay, that's not done it.
have you done anything right?
Well,
We have to wait to find out which house she's sorted into before we can make that judgment.
Okay, that should work now. You should actually be able to hear the Alma.
Better be Gryffindor.
Who wants to be in Gryffindor?
Right.
What kind of foolio wants to be in Gryffindor?
Yeah, like I say, yes. This stream is going to be for Calm, which is a great mental health charity. So we're just asking if you have something like an Amazon Prime subscription that you can give to us that costs you nothing, that's great. We're more than happy to take those subscriptions. But if you were going to pay for a subscription or donate bits or anything like that would be to the stream, we ask that instead you give that to our donation button, which will go straight to Calm. Any money raised between now and there's an echo, I know. Any money that's going to be raised between now and then, and to the end of the stream and until Friday, will be donated straight to Calm, and we may have a prize giveaway for that as well.
Exciting.
So, exciting, yeah. I can't announce.
I will at some point be donating myself.
Donating yourself? Oh, no.
I will be donating myself, yes. My entire being. Just to the charity.
Okay, well, you gave it away. The prize is Alma.
Wow, that went from 0 to human trafficking quite quickly.
Yeah. Okay, that should be sorted. As I can see the sound, that's all fine.
I can hear myself, so I think we're good.
Right. Without further, unless anybody else has anything to say, I think we'll roll credits and get this thing started. Woo! Woo!
Thank you.
Okay, down to business. So, the world of Elysium is a world like no other. It's a world where the gods walk among the mortals and them as they see fit. In other worlds, the gods look from on high and puppeteer the mortals from their place on the divine plane. Here in Elysium, however, done a little differently. Thebes, where we start our adventure. Thebes is a town on the sea with the river of grapes running through it. So named as on the Greeks once believed that the sea itself was made of wine, but also that Thebes' wine manufacturers are so vast, by the time the water reaches the sea, it is polluted red, the wine from the grapes. As a cart travels along to Thebes, pulled by 2 oxen, a bunch of performers singing and playing instruments. You can see Thebes' walls on the horizon. Even here, a few miles out in the desert, you can see the vast walls and the bleached sandstone columns of the Theban structures. There are gates on all sides, including a gate through the river by a ship, unless those in Thebes see fit. Even from here, again, you can hear the sounds of bustling crowds and music as people prepare for the festival proper. Looking up from the cart, fully sick of the performances and the same 5 songs, and is a Minotaur. Runt, would you like to introduce yourself?
I'm Runt. I'm a mercenary. I've been traveling this road for a very long time, looking for things to hit, basically. I've come to Thebes as a caravan guard, and, well, let's see what kind of trouble I can get into.
So, as you pop up to the gates, you're met with quite a big guard of Theban soldiers. Luckily, the performers have been booked to perform at the festival itself. So after exchanging some papers and a little bit of coin between the guards, you are let straight in the gates and you can see the city proper. When the gates open, it is like a cork has been opened, and the smells and the sights and the sounds of Thebes hit you like a physical force. What is normally a big city already is an absolutely packed cacophony of all different races, genders, species, cultures. As with Thebes being a coastal town, a coastal city, people have come from all over the world for this festival.
I suppose I should take my payment from the caravan master and be on my way.
Okay, you are given 30 gold, as was promised. And they tell you if you need somewhere to stay, you can always stay with them. As you were fun to be around, you kept them safe throughout their journey, and you didn't generally complain about those songs.
I've heard far worse, I can assure you of that. Right, I'll thank the kind caravan master for his lovely offer, and then I'll wander off into the crowd to find someone with perhaps a better singing voice than these guys.
Before you go, if you're interested in singing and performers, just at sunset there will be a festival kicking off proper at the Agora, and a point to the top of a giant cliff. Like normally, most of the things in this city are on the same level, and it's just packed, and buildings have just been squeezed next to each other. But there's quite a bare hill, a lot of stone steps leading up to what looks like a temple.
I thank him for pointing me that out to me, and I'll head up that way. I'll see what I can find up there.
They give you a nod, and then they run off, excited and meeting other performers that they may have met in other cities for other gigs, basically. By yourself. Is there anything that you'd like to do? Well, yeah, like I say, there is.
I'm feeling kind of thirsty. Like, there's a lot of dust in my throat from the road, so I'll go to the nearest tavern.
Well, that'll be the Capilea. Yeah, again, it is a Greek world, so things work a little differently here.
It's all Greek to me.
Yeah, so you can either go to the Capilea for drink, or you can go to the Taverna, which is more of food-based, and then you have things like private symposiums.
Food is overrated. I'll
Straight to the Capilea.
indeed.
Okay, so you head off to the Capilea, which isn't too difficult to find. A lot of the charnel houses and the public spaces have been kind of converted for the festival. There's a lot more people coming in to drink, obviously. From the top of the Agora, already sitting there waiting, not wanting to be a part of the festivities, as it were, sits what looks to be quite a tall woman or elf woman, long black hair, just playing with between her hands, a parcel on a belt, and a stoic look on her face. Mercy, would you like to introduce yourself?
As if I suppose I should. Fine. Don't look at me like that. Fine. I am, yes, as you say, not your average sort of female. I definitely did not expect to be here on this fool's errand. But, you know, as a low-ranking cleric, I do occasionally have to do these minor grunt works for my high mistress. So, yeah, butchery and stuff is not my thing, so I'll just casually just sit and observe and wait for people to start falling ill and begging for help. It's all horses for courses, and I get my kicks from my mace in particular.
Okay. Mercy, as you look and wait for this festival to begin, and you look over Thebes, one thing you will notice is the sea itself, bright and shining like 1,000 diamonds on a blue tapestry. You can see, just make out from the top of this cliff, the docks, which again are packed. I mean, you recognize the Greek ships with the long prows and the big sails, but there's also similar looking ships with the long prows but the smaller sails. There's the bigger, more classical, like high fantasy ships of the naval fleet. There's other ships that you don't even recognize that are unloading barrels with. You have no, at this distance you can't really tell. But again, it does look like ships from all over the world, from all different regions, have come to Thebes for the festival.
Oh, that all sounds so wonderful and disgusting at the same time. Right, I suppose I better get this over and done with. I will, I'm assuming I'm heading inside the temple to deliver this package.
You are met with the Thebes priest, who is a lot more jolly than you're used to and a lot more informal. Thank you. Mistress, it's good to meet you. What can I do for you today? Sorry, we're awfully busy at the moment.
Yeah, I'm sure you are. Listen, I want to make this as brief as humanly possible, so I have been sent to deliver this tithe, this present, this gift from my lady, Meline, from the Temple of Persephone.
Yes, great. Put it with the others, we'll sort it out later. If you want to stay for the festival, Dionysus himself has been rooming to opening it, so if you can make it, I highly recommend it.
Oh, I can hardly wait.
Yes, put it in the pile, and enjoy yourself. I think we're bound they run off. You get a feeling that maybe the rudeness is more a rush ready for the festival that's beginning tonight.
Well, manners cost nothing, and clearly I will look for this random pile of whatever and then just set it down as gently as possible.
Yeah, there is quite. It's he says a pile, but it's quite an ornate table. Offerings from all sorts of different cities, either gold or jewelry or spices. Generally, some of them are wrapped, but most of them are ostentatious, and they're almost as if like in competition with the other offerings from the temples.
Why am I not surprised? Fine, I will leave the offering and then I'll just calmly walk away, just giving anybody that gives me a brief glance a very vicious side eye.
Which is no one usually until they spot your side eye, and then there's a small high elven woman that you kind of exchange side eyes with for a few minutes. Whilst you wait. Down at the previously mentioned docks, there is a rather perturbed and frantic-looking male in full bronze armor, with quite a large spear and a shield at his side, who looks like he might be trying to find somebody, looking very frantic, almost not paying attention to different crowds and different cultures, and is very laser focus. Gabriel, would you like to introduce yourself?
Gabriel. I'm a paladin of clearly the only god that you follow in this mad place.
Ares.
The Lord of Horses, Lord of the Seas, the Great Poseidon, here on his work. Some companions who appear to have gone missing.
Okay, as you look around, you weren't really looking for them, but you notice there's tieflings in long, like, big white, completely out of place in Greece, but seems to be shouting at people to unload barrels and spices off of a ship. You see the classic old fisherman weaving nets by the docks, much like you, not paying attention to the crowds, but probably more that they're used to it. This kind of happens every year. One thing you do notice that's out of place is amongst all the crowd and the people bustling and work is what looks to be a small child by the docks, leaning over and either writing or drawing in a sketch pad, currently shouting at a German shepherd that seems to be swimming in the docks, having the time of its life. Alma, would you like to introduce yourself?
Hello, I'm Alma. I'm a 13-year-old druid, and I have a dog. His name is Birch, and apparently he's currently misbehaving, which is definitely like him. And I am here basically looking at the wildlife. That's my prerogative here.
Like I say, Gabrielle, you see her, you see plenty of hustle and bustle about. What do you do?
I'm going to go and investigate this dog safe.
Okay.
Not normally a safe environment for dogs to be in with all the dogs happening. Let's go and just check that thing doesn't need rescuing.
Potential sacrifice.
Yeah, as you approach, you can tell. Yeah, looking over this girl's shoulder, she is trying to draw what looks like some sort of fish. It looks like she maybe got halfway through and had to give up because this dog may have scared away any wildlife that was brave enough to chance the docks as it is.
But the dog seems fine, or?
Oh, it's having the time of its life.
Just keep an eye in case they're up to any mischief. You know what kids are like.
No, not at all.
So, yeah, after a lot of shouting and a lot of pouting, the dog does climb out of the docks, big smile on his face, shakes himself dry, and thoroughly drenches you, Alma. You turn your face out of the way so you don't get a drenching, and start as you see this huge human-looking guy in full bronze armor kind of leaning over you.
Can I help you?
Just checking everything's okay. Your companions have got hurt in the docks while everything's happening for the festival. I trust you're okay.
We're great, thanks. Yeah, we're great. Come on, Birch, let's go. I'm just gonna like scuttle off.
Okay.
Hopefully, dog in tow.
Yeah, dog in tow. It's had his fun and we had behaved. Leaving Gabriel looking a little bit shell shocked, no pun intended. Okay. There are other people working on the dock, Gabriel. If you wanted to speak to them or investigate or anything like that.
Yeah, I want to find out if there's anything shady happening around that I could maybe connect into crime.
Okay, do you want to roll me a perception check? First roll of the campaign.
Whoa! Tom, nat 20. We believe in you.
Setting the pace.
Well, it's not a nat 20.
Yes.
It's
7. Everyone just seems to be going about their business, trying to get ready for the festival, trying to offload their goods to sell.
They're doing great.
Yeah, they're doing very great.
it's not 7, it was a 9.
Oh, 9. Still same result on a 9.
Oh.
Yeah, people just seem to be busy doing their own thing. They seem very hectic, and the hustle and bustle of the festival's kind of seeped into the.
I go investigate that kid. They seemed pretty suspicious.
Okay, do you want to? Are you trying to like sneakily do this and keep an eye on them, or are you going to go and speak?
Let's just observe from a distance that there's no shenanigans.
All right. Do you want to roll me a stealth check?
Very much.
Alma, what's your passive perception?
Which one's that?
It is 10 plus your perception, basically, at this point.
So 10 plus my this would be 30.
What was that, sorry? Hello. So yeah, it's 8 plus your proficiency plus your perception bonus, basically.
I missed a massive chunk of that.
Okay, sorry, I think I have
Someone
it here,
been
actually.
quiet.
I think I actually have it here, so don't worry about it.
Oh, we've lost one.
Yeah, this is the thing.
that's
Something went quiet, and now I'm really confused
a
as to
Ken.
why Ken has appeared.
10.
Well, Ken got a 10, but he also lost him in
Ten,
Discord.
right?
Do you want to try and reconnect, buddy?
Not natural fail, but it's a 10 logical fail.
So
Sorry, what did you say my perception was?
Oh, I've got it. So your passive perception is 10. Oh, here we go. I'm back. Hey, it's back. So yeah, so you're kind of walking along, and you're already feeling a little bit freaked out about this big bearded guy in armor following. So you kind of walk for a bit, stop and turn around, nothing. Walk for a bit more, and then when you stop, you can hear clunk, and then stops a little bit too late. You turn around, and you can see this guy just kind of very badly trying to look in the distance.
Trying to look casual.
Doo-dum.
I'm warning you, this dog is dangerous. Despite his cute appearance, he is dangerous. I will set him on you if you are not careful. Plus, I have a stick.
Birch is currently chasing his own tail.
The
Despite the
warhound is
cuteness.
terrifying. I'm sure there won't be any altercations.
Sir. Is there any particular reason you're following me? apart from the fact that I can barely hear you.
No, I'm just keeping an eye on the dog.
Cool. I'm currently heading off the docks, so would you mind leaving me alone?
Going to be here.
Cool. I'ma go. Come on, Birch, stop being an idiot. I'm gonna try and like grab him by the scruff and just be like,
Not to scare people with your terrifying.
The guy just hasn't said anything, but you see him just rolling his eyes as you walk off. What's your passive perception, Gabriel?
What?
That's not how that works, is it?
No.
No. Just go 10 plus your
That's 14.
14, yeah, on a 14, you'll notice that a lot of people seem to be heading up the hill to the big agora. Make that what you want.
That might be a bit less conspicuous than loitering around here following Joel.
When you put it like that, okay, so you head up. Alma, you see the same thing on a 10. It's not difficult. Everyone's kind of whispering about the festivals can start soon.
I guess so.
Runt, what are you doing right now?
I'm trying to get a drink.
Yeah, it's easy enough at the Capolea. Like I say, people are they're having their drinks and they're passed around by teenagers in just plain white togas.
Do any of them have a
trays of
dog?
drinks.
Do any of these teenagers have a dog?
No, none of these have a dog.
Thank God. I hate
Which
dogs. Let's go for Aries. Why not?
He's walking right now. That's.
I feel you, man.
Right.
My dude.
Soup! I'll try and. I'll follow the madding crowd, I guess.
Yeah, I was gonna say, as you grab the drink, more and more people seem to be leaving the Capolea and heading up to the agora.
Have I left unfinished drinks behind?
Someone doesn't seem to have taken with them, but you know what? Make me an investigation check.
Why not?
opportunist.
Dude.
I mean, there were 3 anyway, but
Yeah. They're free. In that case, I rolled a 17, but
oh yeah, there's 3 or 4
I'm-
people that put the drinks down on the tables and then left, but they were about half full.
so I drink those, then I get my free drink.
So your mind sweeping and then leaving. Got you.
Mine is all sleeping.
Oh, it's fine. He always
Go.
knows where he puts his drink.
Go
I have a drinking horn.
Like 2 puns at once.
Golf clap.
Okay.
Golf clap. Gentle golf clap.
We've only just begun.
This is going to be a long campaign.
And
So
there's me at the
that's
top of the
already
cliff.
at the
Oh,
top.
sorry.
As you've been sitting there, more and more people seem to be brushing past you and being polite about it, mostly. It's a lot more packed and there's a lot more of those annoying things called people.
Was that me? Sorry.
Yes.
Fine, I mean, it's not as if I'm not exactly hard to miss. Fine, I'll just throw my hood up over my head and I'll find an appropriate dark corner to casually seethe on everybody.
And so you're that person at the party, got you?
You're so young.
Like I go to parties.
You get invited.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
What's
So
a
you guys are
party?
heading up the hill. Alma, you look around. You can't see the creepy, bearded, armored guy anymore. Like I say, a lot of people are heading
Cool.
up the hill.
I'm gonna follow at a slight distance because I'm really short and I don't want to get stuck in the middle of a crowd.
Yeah, that's fair. I get that.
Okay.
I'm only 4'11", so I don't really want to be stuck in the middle of this.
Okay. So after a time, you all manage to find your way to the top of the floor, and it is odd. The rest of the city seems to be very structured and built, and it's like paved or mosaics or marble pillars and things like that. There's not much nature. But the top of the hill, it seems to be almost as if the agora itself has been overtaken by nature. Like, do you know when a ruin kind of gets reclaimed by nature, but it's not derelict to any? It's kind of, the temple itself looks new or well kept. Also been allowed to kind of encroach on it. So you've got this weird fusion of natural and like perfectly crafted stone to make up this agora. And you've got literal like grapevines hanging down from some of the pillars. And the aroma that you get when you enter the agora is you've got smells of sweet fruit, and then you got smells of wine, but nothing too overpowering. Like everything as you enter that place kind of brushes the senses in a pleasant manner, and you feel envived almost just through entering. Even with, for those of you that don't like the crowd, first enter and go past that threshold, you almost forget that there's crowds of people, as the rest of your senses are kind of soothed. People around. Is there anything you guys would like to do here at the Agora?
Hmm.
I'm going to try and avoid children. I seem to not be coming off in my altercations with them very well.
That might be an understatement.
It's because of that restraining order, isn't it?
When you say like nature has been able to take over it, is it just plant life?
Yeah, it's mainly foliage and, like I say, grapevines. There's not much wildlife, but if you look off in the distance, you can see signs of wildlife. Maybe they've been scared away from the extra amount of people. Maybe on a day where it isn't a festival. Yeah, there is a lot of people in here. It's like you can't really see. Looking at the people walking up the hill, you don't know how they've all managed to fit in this one building. It's almost as if the entirety of Thebes that could afford it have kind of gone en masse into this temple.
Cool. So I'm gonna find kind of go to the edge of the room and tidy myself up a bit, because I did get shaked on by a dog and I haven't yet sorted that out. And I'm just gonna kind of observe the room for a bit and see what I can gather, and hopefully avoid scary Tin Man.
Well, to be fair, once you enter the temple, the guards do kind of give you a funny look, and they're about to stop you and the dog, but then a huge crowd pours through and you kind of zip your way in. But as you know through being you, being a 13-year-old with a dog in quite a formal symposium isn't... So people generally stay away from you anyway. You don't really need to try to be unseen, as people are kind of avoiding you because you're a child with a dog, and a lot of them seem to put on their best formals and dress wear and
I'm in a scruffy pointy hill. Winning. Yeah, I'm just gonna sort of be on the edge and looking about, seeing what's going down, because I'm that person. Again, I don't want to die in a crowd, so I'm just gonna be like, observe the room and see what happens.
Yeah, that's fair. A lot of them seem to be, again, all sorts of races and types of people just speak to each other. Do you want to make me a general perception check?
Sure. What do I need?
So roll a d20 and add your perception.
Oh shit. Where's my perception gone? 8.
8. It's a lot of noise. You do see, you notice it because he's big and scary, and you don't really see that many Dragonborn where you're from. There seems to be quite, again, a formal-looking green Dragonborn with long horns that go behind his head, and what looks like a mustache kind of goes down like this. This actually seems like tendrils of skin, and he's quite a exotic-looking wear. Like, he's definitely not from Elysium. Definitely from overseas somewhere. And he kind of holds himself with a big... holds himself very carefully. And he's currently speaking to one of the more in-place-looking Thebans in a very gruff, official tone. But you can't hear what he's saying. But that's who you notice, just because he looks quite out of place from what you're normally used to seeing.
Cool. I'm gonna just keep looking at that dude.
Okay.
That's my job now.
And again, he keeps brushing his eyebrows, which are very large, and then he puts his hands back there, and he doesn't seem like he's there for the party. But people keep coming up to him and speaking to him and being very respectful. Mercy, what are you doing right now?
I'm presumably in probably an opposite corner to probably where Alma is, really. I'm just taking the opportunity to, having not been this close to civilization for quite some time, this is all kind of unique, vomitous, I suppose.
That's Roman.
I'm not saying I despise all people, but most, if they're not sick or dying, I don't really know. But I think I'll just follow in suit. I want to maybe just come out of the shadows a little bit. Maybe just have a casual wander around. Just
speaking to anybody, or are you just seeing who's about?
I think anybody that stands out beyond the norm, what I would think.
Okay, maybe a check.
That's a huge sin.
Oh wow!
I know, massive, right?
You guys are doing so well so far.
I blame this table.
Oh,
I can't blame the table. I'm in a different county.
it's a metaphysical table. Its reach expands across the whole country.
Exactly.
So that's a 6.
That's a huge 6.
Again, you don't really notice anybody. Everyone looks kind of like the part of the crowd. It's kind of like vomiting colour and sound to you at the moment.
It's almost nauseating. Charming. Yeah, fine. I'll probably just casually weave through the crowd and see if anybody picks up on the fact that I don't belong. And if anybody attracts attention, I might engage with them.
Grunt. As you enter, you don't need to make a perception check.
We need to get this moving along.
Mainly because
You're
even
shout.
in Elysium, it's not rare to see a Minotaur, but it's rare to see a Minotaur that's as, how can I put this eloquently, fucked up as you are. You're battle scarred, you're missing part of your haul. You're not dressed formally, you are still
I have
like
a great big spark that just straps my back.
a huge sparfer. Yeah, so you stand out. So it's kind of the scene in a Westie. Everyone stops drinking, and whoever's playing the piano, and like there's a woman playing a lyre that just stops. So yeah, you don't need to make a perception check. And he sees you.
Everyone, yes.
Stop. look at all those people around me, looking at me, staring at me. Then go, then so,
Bit of a step back.
yeah, and just shove my way through, head to the nearest quiet spot that I can find, and just observe. Stands as being a potential anyone who's armored or armed or looking like the real Slim Shady. Oh, we lost the guy! Man down! Man down! Mercy, you gotta heal him!
Yeah, maybe not.
Sorry, you know when you lose him because all the screens go. What?
Yep.
Yeah.
Alright, like I said, you don't notice anybody that looks armored. You see one guy that looks quite tough, and you realise you've seen your reflection on a dinner plate.
Damn, I look good.
But what happens is one guy, this tiefling, fully red, quite plump, but kind of in a well-built kind of way. Do you know, like, he's definitely overweight, but could also.
I'm apparently having massive tech issues.
Oh dear. Well, you try and sort those while Run picks a fight with a tiefling.
Oh yeah.
And he looks very ornate, but he's clearly not from Elysium. And you've seen tieflings in the classic Elysian dress. This guy stands out because he's wearing like a long white overcoat over like purple robes. Lots of metal jewelry and belt hanging. Lots of gold disc jewelry around his neck. He has like a metal jewelry here with the gem in the middle. And he has quite a big bushy beard.
I don't like this guy.
And he comes up to you.
What can I do for you?
Well, my name is Farid Hazim. I am from Shakar. I just wanted to say, my friend, you're a very formidable man.
Really? Is that what you think?
You've been in a few scrapes.
No. A few scrapes have found me, but well, let's just say that I can have.
I can very much see that, my friend. Any man to have that many scars and live to speak about it has to be good with a blade.
Or very bad.
Yeah, but I know people and I know you and you good.
Well, it depends. Is there a reason why you're asking?
There is a high chance of you any been to Shakar.
Let's say no.
It's a beautiful country. It's very nice. It's much more dry heat than this Elysium. Very humid here. I run a big fighting pit. It's famous all around Shakar. We are always looking for fighters to test the mettle of my champion. I pay you good money if you ever want to visit Shakar and fight in my arenas, my friend.
How much money are we talking?
Well, that is something we would have to negotiate, huh?
Well, I suppose, but I make good money as it is.
Yes, how do you make this money, my friend?
Nah, I can.
Oh, I see. You are a man of many talents.
What I do well. Let's leave it at that.
All right, Wolverine. Okay, well,
I have a particular
I see you are busy. If you ever find yourself in Shakar looking for work, come look me up. I give you a very good rate.
Well, I'm sort of making note of information that he's given me. File it away in the back of my remarkably small Minotaur mind for a later date.
Okay, he pats you on the back, gives a hearty chuckle, and then goes on his way and starts.
I check my purse is still there.
It's still there. He's obviously doing this a lot. Make a perception check again for me.
Perception. That'll be an 8.
Never mind. You can't hear what he's saying to the next guy. Listen, you guys are not perceptive at all.
I'm a barbarian. I didn't dump anything into intelligence.
One thing you do notice as you're watching him leave He's probably the second toughest guy in here besides the guards. It's this bronze-skinned, bald man with a long bushy beard and scars on his ears. What did we lose this time?
We lost Alma. Oh no.
Hopefully we get it back. Yeah, we're back.
Right, well in that case,
He seems to be looking shiftily around.
Oh, he looks interesting. I'm gonna go over and talk to him.
Okay. Gabriel, you see this big fuck-off mind minotaur marching towards you.
Hello, little one.
I was wearing the brown pants today.
Hi there. Help.
You, sir, look like a man who has a mission.
Have our missions in life?
No. One of us, well, some of us move from mission to mission. You look like you have a purpose for being here. Something perhaps distracting you from the festivities.
Yes, that's a fair assumption to make.
And tell you what, I grow bored of watching all these people fall over each other. And you look like you could provide some entertainment and potentially things to hit.
I don't think I have anything for you to hit, but if there are altercations.
So tell me, what brings you here to the Agora?
Well, just keeping tabs.
Keeping tabs on.
Children.
Perfect timing. Do I notice him staring at this child?
You can make another perception check, but it's not gone well so far.
That'll be a 12.
You notice that he seems to be looking as if he's looking for somebody and hoping they don't turn up. That's all you can tell.
Well, you clearly looking for something, so how about I boost you up and you can get a better view? I pick him up and lift him into the air.
Do you resist?
Probably safer not to.
Okay.
Probably wise.
Maybe a strength check.
That'll be a 14.
You managed to lift him up. It's not as impressive. It's not like Lion King, which is what you were going for. But do you know, like when you pick up a friend by the waist and you just get them off the...
It's more like the Titanic lift.
Yeah.
As long as it's not Dirty Dancing, I don't care.
I wanted the Dirty Dancing left.
Nobody puts
yeah,
baby
you do
in the
that. And a few people look. Mercy and Alma, you see, and especially it's freaky for you, Alma, because this weird, bald, bearded guy in armor that you thought you got away from, suddenly he's there. Above the crowd, looking wide-eyed.
Well, you don't see that every day.
Can I go back down?
I don't know. Have you found what you're looking for?
Yeah.
No, you sure?
Yeah, no. Oh,
Do you
Thank
care
you.
to tell me what it is you're looking for now?
canapes.
If you guys could see the chat right now.
Yeah, I can see the canapes. Would you like one?
What are they? Are they mini quiches?
Looks like vegetables.
That's good. I'm a vegetarian. Do you not tell?
I'm not gonna lie.
I'm not exactly going to eat a big
All
burger,
of
am I?
Yeah, I was going to say, he's a walking steak.
Uncle Jeremy!
Right, as you put him down, you all hear, this is all trumpet sound. And
My bad, I had some dodgy vegetables.
It was the asparagus.
and the back
I
of the
missed a chunk of that, but
parade dais opens up,
Oh my god.
and stepping forth onto this dais is what looks like a man It's like a man.
Walks
It
like
walks
a
like a
man.
man. But there is this aura coming off of him. He has very neat brown hair. He is absolutely beautiful. Everybody in the room kind of takes an intake of breath as they see him. Those of you close enough, look into his eyes,
No, I'd
and you
rather
can
not.
see
My eyes not around mine.
a weird calm, but then there's definitely a fury on the eyes, and to the point where you feel a little nervous looking at them for too long. Except for Ken, who's enamored. And he clears his throat, and it's a quiet clearing of the throat. It's not like a it's a quiet clearing of his throat. The whole room goes silent. And Dionysus speaks.
Wine will out through the streets. Participate in festivity, particularly guests. He throws a party quite like Thebes. It is expected that no harm to invest in my citizens. Any reaching these side. That said,
That speech was so epic. Lost Elmer part through.
Oh, God forbid.
Hopefully you heard most of that. For those of you who didn't, the festival is officially open. As this happens, Dionysus steps back through the curtain from whence he came, and out of that curtain comes a group of female, probably wood elves, definitely elves. Some of you can tell, like Al can tell, because you're used to seeing. And they start dancing, and it's again, it is beautiful beyond measure. There is fury in the dance, there is beauty, and it seems to tell a tale. Anybody proficient in religion or history, if you'd like to make me a roll.
No.
16. 18.
Okay, anybody, 15 is enough. The dance is portraying the tale of when Artemis, the goddess archery, was born and stole her mother away to safety. She was being hunted. And as the pitch goes up, you see them through the dance. You can tell they're running to. It tells you the tale of all the cities and the places they tried to hide. And it finishes when Artemis herself helps deliver her twin brother Apollo. And it finishes with a crescendo as the twin gods step out. There is a flourish, and Apollo and Artemis stand at the head of the dais. Everyone does a huge round of applause.
I'll give him a golf clap for that.
Next act. Runt recognizes.
Yes, I do. What do I recognize?
It's a set of performers that you.
Oh, it's my old friends. They shortchanged me on my pay. Maybe I should go have a word.
Or is it Nickelback?
Yeah, they begin. As they begin playing their music, the crowd begins to stir. And shouts on the outskirts of the room, and people seem to be distressed.
Right. Well, I immediately make my way through the crowd and put myself between
But it's not me making the distress.
the source of the disturbance.
What's that? Sorry.
Sorry, as I say, it's not normally me causing a disturbance. I might get a bit closer as well.
Okay.
I'm already on the edge of the room, aren't I? So I'm just gonna make my way in that general direction.
I'll pick up the guy, take him with me.
I sorted out my tech issues. My headphones are being stupid.
Okay, as long as they're all sorted.
Right, I might need you. You're coming with me.
Okay,
yes, that's
you
good.
all, as if it works out better that way, you all reach at about the same time. And you see there's a guard leaning over a bleeding human woman. And he seems to be trying to help her get up, and she's kind of holding onto her stomach, her eyes are wide, as a dark red patch expands on her pale green toga.
I'll barge my way past as many people as humanly possible and say, put her down somewhere safe for the love of any particular god of choice.
I hear put her down and draw a hand axe, ready to finish her.
At you. And his eye look. And he
Me.
at you.
Lovely.
You notice the wild look in his eyes. You move back just in time, and it just misses your chest. You can see other screams as more guards seem to be attacking. It seems to be the guards that are attacking the crowd. And word's got around now, and the entire agora is empty, leaving you with this scene. You all like to roll for initiative.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, how delightful.
Sounds back.
Some model.
I think mine's over
Yeah,
there
if
somewhere.
everybody would like to put your models close to
Things.
things and stuff.
Is mine over there somewhere?
Where are you dropping?
Oh, I'm still holding you.
Oh, is no.
Popping there.
He's going to throw you like a lawn dart. What do you mean?
Right, where's Alma and
Alma's over here.
Love.
She said she was about the edge of the room.
where's the
Hello.
woman with Mercy?
Mercy would be by the one in the middle. Here.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm presumably your arm.
You are. Isn't it cozy? I haven't showered in some time. You may be struggling to breathe.
Random constitution check for a vomit.
Or just call me a muskox.
Okay, so got your minis. Garville, what initiative?
What's your initiative, dude?
Seven.
What's that?
7.
7. You guys are great at this.
I'm excellent at throwing dice.
Mercy.
20.
Start off strong. Runt.
That'll be a 20 as well. Thank you.
Okay. And Alma.
4, I think.
4.
Yeah.
You roll as well.
Runt. Not Runt. Birch will go on your initiative.
Okay.
Just to make things easier, because he doesn't do much besides yelp.
And occasionally growl.
Yeah. Okay. Luckily, these guys also rolled terribly.
You have a dex tie.
Okay, so Runt, you
Yes.
have just seen this guard try and take a swing at this woman that's gone up to investigate, basically.
I'm gonna try and come off his feet and disarm.
Okay. So you're going for a shove, basically.
Yeah.
Do you want to make me a strength check?
I can do it. And that'll be a 10.
Okay, I'm just checking which one he is.
As a bonus action, I can automatically shove a creature. Oh no, I just hit. Never mind.
What are you shoving me in?
Minotaurs, man.
Yeah.
Well, that's 19. So you go to shove him, but he kind of sees you coming, and he raises his shield and stands his ground, and you just collide with the shield, and his feet kind of go back a little bit, but he stands his ground. Because that you didn't use your bonus action thing, I'm afraid that's your action.
Damn. I'm gonna just sort of lean over his shield and look down at him and go like, "What are you playing at?"
Do you want to make me an intimidation check?
I can do. Just trying to find out there it is. Yeah, okay, let's do that. It's not bad.
He seems unchanged. His eyes are a bit wild. Mercy, your turn.
Okay, at a quick glance, is she technically bleeding out?
This woman, yeah, she's not gasping anymore. She's unconscious, and the spreading of the blood has slowed.
Bonus action, spare the dying.
Okay.
To stabilize her.
You kind of hear her come out of her. She's breathing heavily and rasping, but she's breathing.
Fine. You know what? He says, "You know what? I'm gonna try and look this guy as dead in the eyes as possible." And say, "I don't know what you're playing. Depending on how I feel, I may or may not give you the benefit of the doubt. In which case, I'm gonna reach down, unhook my obsidian skull mace, and I'm gonna wrap it around his face."
Okay, if you want to make an attack for me.
Yes, that would be 15.
15. That is a hit.
Yay!
Oh, lost Ken again.
Oh, for God's sake.
Oh, Kenneth. Whoa, Kenneth. Why is your screen blood red?
Just remind me, what is a mace for D8? Dude?
Is that what it is?
I believe it's D8.
That's fine.
We'll play D8 for now. If not.
I'm pretty sure it is, just for some reason. That would be 5 damage.
Okay, 5 damage. That guy.
And I'm going to just sort of like try and like shield her body with mine while she's on the floor a little bit.
Guy, if you can see the squares, by the way, each one is 5 feet as normal. It take a stab at you.
How rude.
I know. That is 18. Oh, we lost Ken.
I'm coming back.
He's coming back. Ken is coming
So I
back.
have an
Coming
armor
back.
class of 18.
Back once again, it's the
Damn.
master.
Does an 18 hit?
I have an armor class of 18, so I'm not sure if I need to.
Yes. If it meets your armor class or the DC, then it
Still
does.
gets hit.
I'm afraid. I know, right? And that's years. So you take 4 damage. You take as his spear just hits in the back of your calf, just above your grease.
Well, that's inconvenient.
It is, isn't it?
Okay. As is also, this guy seeing the fray is up behind you, and he's going to try and take a swipe at you as well.
At me.
At you, yes. Does a second. Does a 15 hit?
It does not.
Aha! Yeah, he goes to take a swipe, and it connects, but it connects with your belt, and just leaves a slight slash in the belt. And there's a lot of you, so trying to pick a place that looks vulnerable is difficult, but nothing. Garville, it's now your turn.
Excellent. So I would like to use my divine sense to identify if these things are fiends or undead.
Okay, divine sense just it tells you the type as well.
It tells me if they are celestials, fiends, or undead.
Okay, and what's the range on it?
60 feet.
Okay, yeah, you sense 3 strong undead presences from these guards.
Alert everyone to the fact that these are undead. And that's my action for the turn, isn't it?
Okay.
I look under my arm and say thanks, Baldy.
Okay, you doing anything for your bonus action?
I'm going to try and move a little out of distance from this rather rude person.
Okay, if you want to move out of his threat range, he will get an attack of opportunity at you.
But he'll provoke an attack of opportunity from me coming back in because I've reached. Is that right?
Yeah, if you leave his threat range, he gets an attack. But then he's still in your threat range. If that
So
makes sense.
my threat range is long, so should I be doing that when he goes from long to short?
No, because he's still moving within your threat range.
Right, okay.
It just means that you don't have to get quite as close hit as he does.
Okay. We stay put for now then.
Okay. Is Alma, your turn.
Still a noob, so I'm reading a book. But
That's
good
okay.
question. So how far away am I from this woman who's dying?
This woman is now stable.
Okay.
You're about 50 feet away.
I'm about 50 feet away.
Yes.
She's stable, so she's fine.
Yeah.
So
She's not dying.
You saw the raven-haired woman kind of speak a few words.
The emo.
You felt an aura of power, and then this woman kind of start to breathe again.
Okay. Then I have no idea what to do.
Okay.
I am a really small human being in a really drastic situation. This is... And I've just been told that there's undead around, right?
Yes. Yes. Yeah, I believe Gabrielle shouted it out to the crowd.
You shouted it, and I'm just like, oh, cool. So that I had earlier is now helping me. I don't know. Because my first instinct was to try and help the woman, but she's fine, so fuck it. How close am I to the exit?
You are about 10 feet from the steps, and about, I'd say, 40 feet from top of the hill.
Okay. So I'm literally looking at people fighting and going, well, shit, and I'm just gonna try and head for the door.
Okay. Either can reach back. I'd like to move her 30 feet.
Just casually reach around.
That is a lip as well.
Am I going to here, yes?
Yes.
I'm just waiting for you guys to fall off. It started rocking.
I assume the dog?
Yeah, the dog walks with her. The dog also has 30 feet.
Unless he can find a harbour to jump
I
in.
think it's probably just got the 4.
Yeah. Okay, so is that all you're going to do for this turn?
Yeah, I'm
Okay,
good.
that's fine.
I'm good.
That's fine. This guy, seeing what you did, Mercy is going to take a stab at you. Does a 16 hit?
No.
Fair enough. You guys got high AC.
Yeah, boy.
Shield, bitch.
Oh, yeah, true. Yeah, so again, he goes to stab at you. But you're ready for this, and you just bring the shield up and bat the spear away.
Which is ironic because there's bats on the shield.
So we are back to the top with Runt.
You are so good.
Do you mind if I go first?
There you go, right ahead.
I'm gonna take because we're tied. Miney. Screw it. I'm going to, as I hold up my mace, I'm going to utter a few words. There's eyes, and I'm going to the 3 of us.
If For those that don't know, bless with any attack rolls, or is it
Saves.
saving throws?
Yep, both,
Yes.
yep.
You can add a D4 to whatever you roll,
For a minute.
which is 10 rounds. So unless you guys really mess up, or they really mess up, the combat. Are you doing anything else for your turn?
Well, I can't really move away. I don't have a bonus. I don't think I've got any bonus actions. No, that's not. No, that's not. No, that's not. No, that's me done. I'm just going to just this undead thing because
That's fair enough.
that's what I do.
Runt, what would you like to do?
Right, look over at Baldy and say you're sure they're already dead.
Positive.
Right. I try and wrench the shield round and just tear this guy's arm off. See if he blocks me.
So are you...
I'm grabbing, unarmed attack, just grabbing the shield and just wrenching
roll
it.
to attack.
Add a plus for add a D.
Reminder for them.
Roll it. Circle would help.
Yeah. That didn't help. That'll be a 4. Plus strength modifier, so that'll be a 8.
No, doesn't. Again, you go to pull the shield away. As you do, he kind of uses the butt of his blade and just hits your knuckles. It doesn't do any damage, but it makes you like, and you have to kind of draw back.
Can I turn it into just like flipping them off and see,
make
bring
a
my hand
performance
round? Is that a bonus action?
That's just to see if you style it out.
And you can add a plus 4 to that for this.
Yeah,
Alright, why not? That'll be a 13.
It looks like pain that you kind of you made it work.
Sure, baby.
It looks cheesy.
You're trying to Star-Lord it a little bit.
Am I just like going vanilla ice, like, yo, go turtle, go turtle.
Yeah. So that's you two. It is now this guy's go. He's going to take another stab at you, Gabriel. Does a 20 hit?
Would you believe me if I said no?
Probably not. 'Cause I'm gonna stats right here.
I'm going to say yes then.
It's a nice try. Okay.
Oh, wait.
Roll deception.
No, I don't get that.
Against the DM.
Yeah.
So that is 7 damage.
I might be unconscious.
Looking at your HP, I think you might be.
I'm just going to get a couple up.
Okay, so yeah, you guys watch. Well, you're more here. The other ones. Alma, you see this.
Mm-hmm.
The old creepy guy,
Mm-hmm.
as you know him,
Yeah.
goes to bring up his shield, but
Yeah.
he does it a little too preemptively, and this guard sticks a spear straight through his stomach, and it seems to come out the other side. He pulls it out again, and the paladin kind of stagger and falls to the ground unconscious.
That wasn't me.
Okay. So let's put you on the ground. Because this guy is going to see how tough you are. And he's going to leave your threat range. Do you want to take a swing at him?
Oh yeah, I'm going to take an attack of opportunity.
Okay, do you want to take an attack for me?
Plus 4.
Don't worry. I'm just going to see how bad that is first. That's pretty fucking bad. You know what? The app was working better for me. That'll be a.
I can't even read that.
That's 5. So that'll be a 7. Do I get strength modifier on that?
Yeah.
Yeah, you still get
Unarmed. I haven't drawn my spark yet.
Yeah, you get strength modifier and proficiency bonus to whatever you roll.
So it's still plus 5.
Alright, so yeah, that'll be a 12.
Hits.
Nice.
Lucky.
So are you?
Thank you for your D4.
As you see him leave, you kind of have enough. Pull out the Sparta from behind you, because this is an action movie, so you can totally practically do that from a backstabber. And you swing.
Can we get off the review?
Gash all across his back as he tries to run away from you. You want to roll 2d6 and add your strength modifier for damage.
I certainly do so. That'll be a 5, 8,
10.
Yep.
No, 11.
Yeah, 11 points of damage.
Okay.
Oh, do I get? No,
No.
don't get a plus one. That no.
You don't get any plus on that because you're not raging yet.
Or plus D4 rather. I mean,
Oh no, that's just for checks.
just for checks and hits.
Okay, so you don't just leave a gash in his back. It looks like you just kind of hurt him as you swing. It takes a couple more steps. And then, yeah, then. And the top, particularly from the bottom half, as it falls. And you take this thing out as it tries to get out of your way.
Well, seeing as I've hit it, do you reckon I can get my automatic shove if I hit something?
If you want.
If it's in 10 feet of me, surely I can hit that other guy. I've been grappling with up until now.
You would, but it's not your turn.
No!
Yeah, you did that as a reaction, I'm afraid.
Damn, it was worth it.
No matter how cool it would be to see that, that have to be. Garviel, would you like to make a death saving throw?
Can you remind me how the death saving was?
You rolled 20 and you have 10 at least.
13.
You're fine. Do you want to mark one success for me? So for those of you that don't know, when a character falls unconscious, they start making death saving throws. If you roll a 10 or higher, it's a success. 9 or low, it's a fail. 3 fails, you die. 3 successes, you get back up on 1 hit point. Or no, you're on 0 hit points, but you're stable. If you roll a natural 20 for that, it's 2 successes. If you roll a natural 1, fails. And if you're attacked whilst you are unconscious, you automatically fail at least 1, depending on how they attack. Because if you're attacked in melee, that's an auto crit, which is 2. So yeah, it gets a bit dicey. Anyway, moving on. Alma,
Hello.
Leave the puns to us.
are you still running?
I've seen a dude get stabbed, right? Despite it being the creepy dude who was stalking me. How close am I to him?
You are danger. You're about 50, 60 feet away. So you
Okay.
could, you want to move closer to him and then do something. You'd be in range of most stuff.
Yeah. I'm gonna move. So if I'm in, we'll call it 60 feet. I'm gonna move to be about at least within 40 feet of him.
Okay. Would you mind? Since you're not doing anything right now, Ken.
Oh.
Often to the
How
DM.
close are you going?
He might be nice.
Within 40 feet.
Quick question from the complete noob at Magic.
Like that. I'm in the poo.
Now drink a bottle of Coke. Go on. I dare you. See which end it comes out
Okay.
first.
Alma, what are you doing now?
So, quick question from the complete noob at Magic. How many level 1 spells can I have? 4. Correct. I mean.
Depends on your wisdom modifier. I believe it's 4. With yours.
My wisdom modifier is what now? Where am I?
It's your level plus your wisdom modifier.
So 4, yeah. Okay, cool. So, would using healing word on Ken be in any way useful?
Yes, it would
I'm gonna
instantly
go with
stabilize
yes
him.
because it's the word healing. I'm gonna do.
Okay. If you want to roll a d4 and add your wisdom modifier.
Am I what?
Wisdom modifier. Because you're a druid.
That's 2. Wisdom modifier 3, 5.
So, as you kind of panic, you kind of pat Birch on the head maybe a little too enthusiastically, and then kind of almost drop some divine energy out of him. You see his body twitch, and the wounds begin to knit. And Garviel are up to 5 hit points. So you are conscious, you're still prone. You're not dying anymore.
Oh, well, that saves me having to do it.
You're welcome, weirdo.
The first thing you hear when you come back to consciousness is "You're welcome, weirdo." Okay, is that your go, Alma?
Yep.
Okay. This guy is going to take another attack at Mercy. Drop all my dice. Does a 22 hit you? 19 plus 3.
Do you really need me to answer that?
It's polite! And I get to see the light go out in your eyes.
Not before I get yours.
That's
Not before I get yours first.
CPK.
So that is
You guys
5
didn't follow
damage.
me.
Yummy.
So yeah, this thing, you go to blow it with your shield again, but it gets smart and it goes for your calf instead. And you get speared in the side of the calf. I get to see the light go out in your eyes. Oh jeez. I think that might be.
It's not often I get to feel a little prick.
We're on Twitch, guys. So that's Kane.
I said,
Right, Munton Mercy. It's up to you who goes next.
please go first. Fuck him up.
I suppose I better. I look down at the broken body of Baldy, and then I just try and hit the guys in front of me with my Sparta.
So the guy that's this guy, or this guy.
I'll go for the one that's. I'll go for the one that's closest to Mercy.
Okay, go for it. You've taken a swing with your sword this time.
I am indeed.
Oh, hang on, wait. I need to make a concentration check. Shit.
Oh yeah, I'm blessed. I like it when players remember this stuff. I don't have to.
Yeah, that's a success.
Okay.
Sweet.
Right, again, for those of you that are currently maybe learning, if a spell says concentration, and if you take damage, or if there's something that the DM deems is worthy of possibly breaking your concentration, just see if you maintain concentration on that spell or it fizzles out. Usually it is, you have to roll a constitution save that is either equal to 10, half the damage you took, whichever is higher. And that's how concentration should work.
That actually makes sense.
Rules.
And if you
rules
don't
and
know,
maths.
now you know. Right.
Knowledge is power. Okay, Bruce, are you going to try and
Oh, yeah.
kill
And
into
I've
things?
still got the
Yes, you
D4,
do.
haven't I?
Yes, you do.
Sweet. That'll be.
You good?
14, so that'll be a 20.
That'll go.
Let's have a look. So it's 2d6. 2d6. That'll be a 6, and that'll be 8 points of damage.
8, no.
Oh, plus my strength.
11.
Nice. 11.
You go to slice this thing. Instead of slicing it, you kind of hit it with the flat of your blade, and its head just kind of goes. And you can just kind of see the top of the helmet peeking out of where the neck should be. Sadly, you're not in range to
concertina
shot
him.
that guy. I know, I'm sorry.
Damn it.
Can you shove me?
Actually, yeah, that's what guys
Should have been out of the way.
If you shove me, I'm not at a disadvantage for using my long weapon.
No, but the other thing gets an opportunity attack. I mean, you can try it if you want.
Nah.
Okay.
He looks stable. I'll leave him where he is.
Physically stable, at least.
No, I wouldn't go that far. He has no hair.
Now you'll go, Mercy.
Yay. Thing to. Well, it's already dead, isn't it? But to make him really dead. Oh no, that's
What flea dead? Day. Oh.
make him hella dead. Or would,
Mess
that be,
him up.
would that be Hades?
Double dead, dude.
Double death. Excuse me, sir. Would you like cake or death?
Death, please.
Or death.
Okay.
Screw it. I'm gonna just take a random. I'm gonna take a step back. Just
Okay. Well, you're no longer in anything straight range.
no, but I'm just keeping random, just vague distance. I'm going to attempt to set him on fire with the sacred flame.
Okay. If you'd like to roll to hit.
No, it's a dex.
Oh, it's dex save. One guy that's alive. Well, alive. I'm guessing.
That is a hell no. Yes.
If you'd like to roll damage.
I would very much like to roll some damage. Thank you so much.
3.
That is. Oh, that would be the maximum damage of 8 radiant damage.
Okay. Radiant damage, you say?
Radiant damage.
Okay. You see this thing catch fire. And it starts to walk towards you. And then the radiant energy kicks in. It's like it's swallowed a really high voltage torch. And light just spills from its eyes and its mouth. It goes black. Smoke just comes where its eye used to be. 2 falls to the floor. Okay. We are now out of initiative. Before we move on any further, I think if we have a 10-minute break there, it means we can go to the toilet, sort of make sure happy. Tea. For those of you at home, please stick around while we have a quick break. If you haven't done so yet, if you look on our Twitch page on the donations button, and even if it's just £1, if you wouldn't mind donating to Calm, they do awesome work. They're a great charity. If you want to look them up, go onto thecalmzone.net. You can see all the other things they do. But yeah, even if it's just £1, if you wouldn't mind donating a little something and helping their cause,
We'd really appreciate that.
Very much.
we would. Thank you guys. It's a cause close to my heart, definitely, and close to a lot of people's hearts in this group and in the Druid campaign as well. And I'm sure a lot of you guys. So, yeah, we will be back in about 10 minutes.
Yeah, you are.
And welcome back.
What's up?
We all have tea and empty bladders, which are counterproductive, but we're happy.
And you missed a cat.
Ken's looking stoic again. Right. Last quick reminder before the break. Each player kind of got into tune with Thebes. Some of them avoided people at all costs. Some of them were just out for drinks. Some of them may have got themselves a list. They all eventually made their way up to the Agora. Dionysus opened the festival. Dances were had. Conversations were made with things that sounded awfully a lot like Borat.
It was nice.
Thanks, man.
And then things
Possible.
kicked off.
Oh.
And God started attacking the guests. Through some paladin trickery, noticed that the guards were in fact undead, and so you quickly dispatched of them, and then, almost losing the paladin in the process, quickly dispatched them, and the dust has settled. As you do so, there is a thundering, and out from behind the dais returns Dionysus. No more calm in his eyes, complete rage.
Enough. I was very clear when I said that I expected no one to raise a blade against my people or my guests in my city. Picking a fight with the god of madness, they say I'm crazy. Druids, healers, tend to the wounded. Guards, secure all entrances in and out of this city. You there, guests, you're newly arrived. This took planning and you weren't here. Find the source of this disruption. Hunt them down and bring me evidence that you've dealt with them, and I will reward you. I can be a most kindly patron. However, fail and I will be most annoyed. My brother Ares has already heard of this situation and has dispatched his militia to assist. I would much rather not need their help. He will never let me hear the end of it. I expect good work. And you'll find that I reward my friends. Make them pay for what they did here.
It was that thunder, wasn't it?
For those of you that can't see on stream, he has actually
It wasn't thunder, it was epic static.
it set his pacemaker right.
Now that really dramatic scene is ruined by jokes of it. So Dionysus leaves at this. He seems to have given you guys the responsibility, as the ones that were still there, in sorting this out before Ares' soldiers arrive in the next few days. You are left in a room with one barely stable woman, a few dead guests, and 3 undead guards strewn across.
Well, I go and decapitate the undead guards. I don't want them coming back.
Maybe we should remove them from this place,
Yeah. lest
lest they desecrate the area.
I'm pretty sure that would have already happened. I mean, the amount of blood that's just everywhere.
The fact they're already here kind of like disproves the point. The fact that they are now. God damn it! The fact that we've put them away again properly this time should be enough, and hopefully Hades will deal with them appropriately.
Hades, damn it, Ken.
I for one would feel happier if these nations were out of the area. I think it's smear on our host. So I'm going to start ferrying these corpses out of here.
I casually pointed to Sheila and said, he thinks he's preaching to the flipping choir.
Right, I'll grab a couple of them and just like.
Are you doing anything with the bodies?
I'm going to empty their pockets before
So
lobbing
we're
them somewhere. But checking them for anything interesting.
You find generic dagger to.
Dagger.
Yeah, each one has a dagger in the thigh, like any guard would carry. Standard shield.
Seems like very unpleasant.
Nothing on them. They don't appear to have any, like, coin or any distinguishing artifacts in their pocket that might give any clues.
I'm going to casually embrace my pain, and I'm going to move around the room wherever I do the wound, stabilizing whoever I can.
Okay, you do so. Most of them are either stabilized or dead. You took care of one, some were killed, and the rest seem to have been taken care of by Dionysus's druids.
Like I'm going to trust second-rate clerics.
Oh, don't let me hear you say that. But yeah, so you do so. Gavriel, Alma, do you do anything as you're... Like, Alma, are you doing anything at all?
So basically, the adults are talking, and I'm stood there going, well, the angry gent at the front of the room basically just said we have to go all together, and all of them are just basically going off into. Okay, so the very first woman that got attacked, who's like barely stable, is she being tended to? I'm guessing.
Yeah, she's being bandaged up.
Okay, can I go, like, I don't know if it's helpful, but I want to go talk to her and see if she saw, like, anything, because she was the first person to be attacked by these guards, and see if she noticed anything.
So yeah, you go up to her. He just kind of give you a... because you're kind of trying to get in their way. Sorry, excuse me, miss. You have to leave that dog outside. There's injured people, they carry infection.
What if he sits in the corner? Because
As long as
where
he
I
doesn't
go
go
to
near any of my patients, that's fine.
Okay, so I'm gonna just sort of go sit over there.
Okay. He reluctant and gives you the eyes, but eventually he does so, and he kind of just sits in the corner, sulking.
I'll treat you later. Sorry. Anyway, happy?
Yes, that's fine. What do you want?
I would like to talk to the woman that you're tending. She might know something about what happened, considering she was the first person attacked.
Fine, make it quick. I have work to do, child.
All right.
Yeah, she goes to see to some of the wounded and leaves you alone with this woman.
Is she sat on the floor, I'm guessing?
Yeah, she kind of propped up against the pillars.
Okay, so I'm gonna sort of sit cross-legged in front of her and sort of go, "Hi. Probably really weird that a 13-year-old is asking you this, but a god told us we need to do something important, so I would like to gather some information. Brief questions.
I don't really get much, I'm afraid, dear. I was trying to enjoy myself like everybody else.
Anything you saw or heard would be great."
Like, enjoying the festival, and they just attacked us. I didn't say anything to them, I didn't bother the guard at all. Again, they just attacked with no rhyme or reason to it. I don't know what happened.
Okay. Didn't see where they came from. Just outside, I'm guessing.
I did see a few of them pour out of that room together, but there was a few guards that came out of there. I didn't think anything of it. It kind of points to a room it's kind of to the stage left, the dais, where some of the servants can come.
Alrighty. Thank you very, very kindly, and please heal and feel better. And I'm gonna kind of go collect dog, apologize to dog, and head towards that room.
Thank you, Charge. He kind of falls back into a semi-unconsciousness. Okay. While this is happening, what the rest are you doing?
Ferrying some bodies outside. Yeah. When I used my what's called divine sense, I also get to find out if the area is consecrated or desecrated. Was this consecrated area?
It was, yes.
Excellent. In that case, I make sure that the area that we were in has no remains of anything. Everything is removed.
Yeah, it seems the only unholy things there were whatever these guards were. You get the feeling that whatever they were, they moved from somewhere else to be able to come onto these grounds. You're not sure how they managed to step onto them. The ground itself is still consecrated. Fine.
So if I use my sense again afterwards, you can tell that the area is still consecrated, presumably.
Yeah, it is.
And there's no sign that might lead us somewhere.
No, within 60 feet, everything is as it should be. Whatever these things were, they weren't created within the immediate area that you know of.
Okay.
Interesting.
I take a dagger from the last guard's body that I tossed out. Just add another 2 thin scratches onto my horn to mark my kills.
You can definitely do that.
I'll keep the dagger as well, because you never know when you might
I figured as much. Yeah, add a dagger to your inventory.
And looking around, do I see what the Sprog is doing?
She just finished speaking to the injured woman that Mercy saved, who I don't think you know the name of yet, so damn knows. And then she walked off to the dog, and she seems to be just wandering around the Agora itself.
Alright, well, can't really leave a child unattended in a battleground, so I suppose I should probably go keep an eye on her, although I hate babysitting.
Okay, Alma, you saw him save some people, but he's still more than twice the size of you.
And then some.
And then some of the Minotaur comes kind of gracefully stomping towards you.
I believe swagger is probably the right word.
Is it?
Hi.
It's a strut.
Hello there, little one. What are you doing?
I'm going over to this room. That's
Why are you doing that?
because the woman I spoke to said that a load of the guards came out of this room, so...
Oh, so you go to where all the scary undead things that like killing people came from alone?
Mavericks.
I think off me with this.
The DM's called.
You broke it!
Say that again, Alma, sorry.
I said, yes, my information, my rules. I have a dog. I'm good.
Yeah, I'm not sure a dog would be much help against whatever the hell they were. So, would you like some company?
Feel free to come along, if you want.
Right.
I'm Alma, by the way.
I look around, try and find that weird emo-looking girl.
Or ignore me, that's fine.
Yeah, she's...
Well, you are a child, you haven't got anything worth hearing. So I look at the emo girl and go like, right,
quick question.
Wanna go
If he's looking around the room, can I just go?
Make a stealth check.
Shoot.
I missed all of that.
While you're looking for me, she wants to hamscratch.
So, what plus what? D20 plus what?
Plus your stealth.
11.
Passive perception is 11.
Mine's 12.
Well, I don't think they've runt. Yeah, you kind of, you hear her clip clop away.
Can I just like reach out and grab her?
Make a general dexterity check, both of you.
Nope.
Metal dice.
What did you get?
Lower than you, I'm guessing.
I don't know.
With Dex mod, I got 4.
7. 5 plus 0 is my dexterity, so bleh.
So just with the grace of a dead cat, you kind of and move out of the way to grab you.
Oh, bloody hell, she's moving fast. Let's flip it on that.
Tries to grab me, grabs hat instead.
Doesn't even do that on a phone. Do you follow her anyway?
Yeah, I suppose I will.
Okay. As you
Keep
get
up, old man! What? I said keep up, old man.
Alright. As you go to open the door, you go to push it open, and you can't seem to open it. It seems to be either jarred or something on the other side. Do you want to roll a strength check?
Nope. I'm going to turn to my Minotaur friend and go, hey, strong boy, I can't open the door.
Oh, no. Oh, now you're a friend.
Your information, your rules, you figure it out.
I did. I asked you.
Oh. So, what's the magic word?
Please?
Screw it. I boot the door.
Okay, make a strength.
Hang on. As I wander up, and as he's about to do this, I just reach up because I'm pretty tall. Put my hand on his shoulder and say, "Just be careful." I'm going to give him a quick guidance.
Okay.
Cantrip. So he gets to add I think he just gets to add a D4 to the ability check.
Yeah, he gets another D4 to the next ability check in a minute.
Yep.
So are you pushing the door open, or are you literally trying to boot it?
You know what, actually, scratch that. I'm going to knock.
Okay.
I'm going to knock first.
Knock.
Okay, cool. Now I boot the door in.
Okay, so you're kicking at the door. Roll.
I'm kicking specifically at the lock just to try and break it so I can get in. I'm not trying to actually stave in the door.
Okay, roll for an attack in that case.
Plus the D4. Plus my modifier. That is going to be not bad. That's going to be a 22.
Okay, a 22.
Yep.
You kick the door, and it does move like a foot open, but then half of the door just breaks off with your foot still in there. Yeah, you've got your foot in a door, and the door moved a good
Well, I'll put my best foot forward and just continue into the room, I suppose.
Okay,
So it's like a foot open.
Yeah, it's open about a foot, but you can continue to open it. It's still a push. Okay, who's going in first?
I assume we all saw this, right?
If you didn't, you heard it.
I mean, he's got his foot stuck in a door.
Temple to Dionysus.
He told us to go find these guys. I'm following his
His
information, his rules.
Hey, this is meant to be a celebration of like all things weird and debauched. Things are going to get broken one way or another. Deal with it.
Hyman's doors, it was always going to be the same.
I don't know whether to give you inspiration or to take you away again.
I'm just gonna like pat him on the shoulder and be like, "Good job, Gil."
Okay. So is anybody going into the room?
Are you going first?
Yeah.
I'm going in second, just because I'm just curious now.
I'm going to draw that dagger that I stole off the dead guy.
Okay, as you go in, the room itself is quite dark. Light pours through from the room you just came from. As you go around, you realise why you couldn't open the door. There are 3 very dead human forms on the other side of the door. They have been almost ripped apart. And they are wearing no clothes. And they have been, it looks like, scratched or bitten. They've been torn apart by something.
Well, just to be safe, I'm going to cast light onto my mace, so it lightens up the room a bit more.
Yeah, it lights up the room. It looks like this is basically a servant's green room, if it were, like a waiting area for...
Okay.
There's plates of food, there's shields and spears on the wall for guards that may need them. And it seems like this is the place where servants and guards alike will wait until they're needed.
I want to see if there's any sort of like holes in places where there shouldn't be places where things could have gotten in.
So you mean like the door?
Stop it. Yes.
Okay, maybe an investigation.
Okay. 14.
14, no holes or anything. What you do find are a few just plain togas. Much like what servants wear. Just scattered. 14, you see that a few of them have like splatterings of blood on them.
Interesting, but possibly vague. Lovely. Well, I'm assuming that whatever those things were, they somehow got in here and slaughtered these poor fools.
I imagine pushing further through might hold a bit more information as to where they originated from.
Well, that's what I'm trying to do.
Can I just like block the doorway while this is happening? Go like, no, this isn't for children to see. Just like try and keep Alma out.
You are more than welcome to try.
No. I was the one who found this room. I was the one who asked the woman, "You're not keeping me out of the room."
Okay, as you go to the room, Alma, make me a Constitution save.
Uh, 13.
Okay, 13, you see these bodies, and you feel the bile and the vomit
and sneeze
start to reach up your throat. You take a deep breath, swallow a bit of it, and it goes back down and you steal yourself. But you have never seen anything like this. Like, you're holding back tears. You haven't seen... Like, these bodies are literally ripped apart.
Cool. I'm gonna just stand where I am, taking it all in. For the minute.
A little bit of pee comes out.
Fuck you.
Is this perceptible?
Yeah, to my highly trained Minotaur nose, do I?
Anybody paying attention is welcome to make an insight check.
I hate you all.
Alma, make a deception check.
Sorry.
You know
is her discomfort.
I'm not even going to try and hide it.
That'll be a
Fuck
20.
it. I'm going to own that.
You guys see the bravado of, no, I found this place. It's quickly replaced with the shock of actually seeing bodies torn apart. Like, it's one thing seeing people killed in battle. Most people will have seen that, heard of that at some point. Seeing bodies like this is a lot for a 13-year-old.
I sort of squat down next to her and go like, do you need a moment? Do you need some air?
Nothing. Just nothing.
Yeah, she's just staring in the middle distance.
Essentially catatonic.
Alright, I squeeze her shoulder and then like, gently pick her up and carry her back outside.
Okay, yeah, you do so. As soon as you're out of the room, you do start to feel better. But then you also start to notice a Minotaur manhandling you. So think of that what you will.
And I don't even know
might
your
come
name.
outside and assist with some.
I feel like you're the last person she wants to see, considering how you met.
You come outside and try and assist with actually calming her down and do this.
Okay, what would you say to her to calm her down?
So, guessing this is the first time you've seen, something like this. It's nothing that bad. We've already dealt with what's caused this.
I'm sorry.
See,
Those people were ripped apart, and it's not that bad. Cool.
All the things
I don't want to know what sick stuff you've seen, sir, but I'm gonna take a breather.
Go on when you're ready, and we'll go past this and we'll have a look. There's probably going to be some worse things ahead, because you saw the things that came out. There's quite likely some animated corpses back there.
I'll be in a minute. I'm considering my options for a moment.
Okay.
I'm Alma, by the way. Hi.
Oh.
You stalked me earlier.
Gabrielle, I don't think we actually introduced properly.
No, you just stalked me and told me I was handing my dog wrong.
So
But that's fine. What about you, Cowman?
I'm sorry, what?
I said, what about you, Cowman? You didn't tell me your name.
You insubordinate little wretch. My name is Runt, and you will use it as is appropriate. Thank you.
Well, now I know it, I will. Thank you, Runt.
And no more cowman. What the hell?
It's a compliment from where I'm from.
Make a history check, Runt.
That'll be a 16.
It's not a compliment.
You know what? That sounds like bull to me.
Oh, come on!
Set him up, knock him down. Yeah, I'm gonna just sit kind of cross-legged outside the room while they do some stuff for a bit and just kind of scritch my dog because that's calming to me.
Yeah, I was going to say this. Birch didn't come into the room. He could kind of smell the blood and he kind of stayed out there. But as soon as he sees you're upset, he comes and nuzzles and sits down for scritches and kind of rests his head on your lap.
While that's been going on, I'm going to be using the knowledge that I know from dealing with death every day to just hopefully rite of passage for the souls of these poor souls, and then just see what I can do to try and find any pertinent information from the room.
From that room. Okay. Make an investigation again with me.
All right.
Since you're just generally looking now.
Yeah, I'm just looking for anything obvious or not so obvious, but it's only a 8.
Okay, on that, you notice that looking at the bodies, that's where your expertise lies.
Sure.
You see some old battle scars as well. Yeah. The bits of flesh that aren't torn. You see like old scars. A couple of them have brands with Theban crest on there.
Okay.
Make me a history check.
17.
17. It's a common brand that the guards get once they're interred into the city guard. Kind of like like Navy SEALs and things have matching tattoos and things like that. It's kind of a similar thing, part of the actual guard.
Simple.
Yeah.
No problem.
On an 8, that's all you get.
Fair enough. Well, I'll do what I can. Are there any sort of like with those togas and stuff? I'm gonna try to at least make the bodies look as presentable as possible.
Well, okay, make me another investigation check. I'll tell you why if it becomes relevant.
Oh dear.
Yummy! Nah.
That'll do. That'll do.
Natural 20.
That'll do, pig.
Natural 20. On campaign. Well done.
Hey! I'm probably gonna laugh.
Probably.
Cheers, dude. Thanks for that.
Okay, on a natural 20, as you're pulling the togas over to try and place them over almost like a little death shroud, something you do notice is that there's something stitched into the togas, like an insignia on all of them, and it's 3 S's, kind of stylized.
Do I know what that is? Or would I?
No. You roll because
it
looks on a natural 20. It looks less of a tailor's mark, and more of a still a plain white toga, like most of the servants wear.
Right.
But it has almost like a little logo on there.
Okay, that's not at all suspicious.
Just a cleaning company.
Ethnic cleansing, no.
Oh. Damn, they got dog.
Too soon?
Okay, on that, what else are you guys doing?
Right, I'm gonna look over at the woman faffing around with the dead bodies and just go like, right, dead, just cover them up and let's get going.
Who
are you anyway? What's your story? Why are you here? Like, just put them in a pile.
Yeah. More important things than my name, big fella.
Yeah. Where'd you get that much? That's a girl.
Yeah.
You're lucky I'm in a reasonable mood right now.
To be fair, she's quite an attractive woman. Think Wednesday Addams with long hair now. If anybody's seen what Wednesday Addams looks now.
I'm an adult, mate. Like,
true.
Girl Crush Wednesdays.
Christina Ricci. Oh.
Yeah. You might want to take, whoever's paying attention, whatever, might want to come have a look at what I've just found.
Let's go and help the cleric look at what's happening.
Just make sure you can keep an eye on the Strog.
Okay, anybody that wants to can make an investigation check on the toga.
Toga.
Well, I'll make him. Do you want to make another one anyway?
Actually, make an investigation or a history check.
Oh, do I get the choice?
Yeah. But tell me.
8 investigation.
So I'll go history. They're both the same, to be honest.
Yeah.
16.
And mine was a 10.
Okay, Gavriel and Mercy, you kind of got everything. However, in a brief spark of inspiration, you notice that the logo, you don't know where it's from, but that's servants branding. One way servants and slaves are ran is they are owned by a household or a temple or a family, and those slaves or servants will stay with them throughout. Another way it's done is that people will make a business out of owning slaves and servants, and they will be hired out to whoever needs them on a temporary basis.
Slaves are us.
Pretty much, yeah. And almost as advertising, I guess, but also to kind of put their brand on there. Slaves and servants will sometimes have literal branding, through which agency almost they belong to, but the less extreme will just have like some form of uniform, so people know where that servant came from and they can be hired again.
Well, I relay that information to the others. Like, well, these are renter slaves. I don't know. It might be a lead. We follow the branding. It's just...
Can I like stick my head in the door or through the giant gaping hole in the door and be like, so what we found? Kids, not kids, people.
One says that these are servants that were hired, probably.
I believe the term was rent a slave, but I mean, yeah, same difference.
Just to, because I think it's probably good to address it first. In the setting, because in ancient Greece there were slaves, so they will exist in this setting, but there will be no, where possible, there won't be any cruelty or references to actual slavery, whether historical or current. They will be, no matter how immersive it might be, they will be treated as more indentured servants, as to be sensitive to, you know, things that might upset some people. So, although they might be slaves, we're not going to go into the more gritty, horrible aspects of that, because it'd be inappropriate. Okay. So yeah, whilst there will be slaves in there, we won't go gritty stuff of that, because although we can do the story without it and we won't lose anything. And that way we know we won't upset people as well.
Yeah. Well, as long as we treat it with respect that it's due and we don't...
Exactly.
That's...
Yeah. Apparently I can't hear anyone for a second. There we go.
So you might have figured this out already. Do we have the same amount of clothing as the bodies that are in this room?
Pretty much. Yes.
So yes, we don't have extra clothing. So whatever those things were, they dressed differently. They seem to be.
Are you talking about the things that attacked?
Yes.
They pretty much slaughtered these things and then took the gear and then put it on to mingle into the crowd with, from the looks of things.
Are we 100% sure the undead people killed these people? Because if they look like they were entirely ripped apart, I don't know how much damage a sword can do, but it seemed pretty basic that it just sort of went slice and rather than...
It might not be the same thing.
Didn't the guards outside have like tattoos of...
You mean the guards that attacked?
Yeah.
Didn't look. The bodies are still out there.
Okay.
You can go and check.
Right, I stomp out, go look at the body, see if it's indicated of that.
Guard markings. You can make me an investigation check if you like to see if you see anything else.
Yeah, alright. That'll be a 3, so that'll be a nope.
You don't spot any markings.
Can I take a moment to appreciate my handiwork?
You can.
Can I suck up my courage a little bit and have a look at the body and see if it was actually some kind of creature based on my knowledge?
Are you
Speaking of my cat.
a dead creature that you're looking at?
I mean the ones in the room that I nearly threw off at.
Okay, make a medicine check.
Cool. Oh shit. I'll be 7.
You don't know. Or you can't really get past holding back the bile. You can't really concentrate and look properly. Like every time you go and try and inspect the wound, you have to kind of go back and try not to throw up again.
What are you looking to find, little one?
Just to make sure it was actually the guards that killed these things, not things. These people.
Oh.
not some kind of creature or magic other than the undead.
Is there any way for me to make a similar check?
Make a medicine check at disadvantage because she's already low.
Yeah, that's fine. It is fine. That is not fantastic, but 10.
At a 10, it looks like human bite marks and fingernails that are baked in a pat spacing and the amount of digits that a human had.
So, basically like claw.
Yeah. Okay. So you can go and kind of compare to the other bodies if you want to, or you.
Yeah, I'll take a mental image and then try and.
I could just bring you by their arms.
Make a
If she is in
dead bodies.
Okay.
if she's in any way relaying that to me, I'm just going to go vomit in a corner.
That is
gross.
16.
16. Yeah, you can see on. Don't have to look at the spacing. These things have like blood under their fingernails. So it does look like that. On a 16 as well, it kind of hits you. Looking at these bodies, decay has already set in a little bit. Like.
On which bodies? The.
Seems like because you're a cleric of death, basically.
Mm-hmm.
You know this. They've been 2 days. Thinking about it, you rolled a 16, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, thinking about it, you're surprised you didn't notice this before. They can smell almost like they've had perfumed oils or some sort of scent on them. So it's definitely it's stench.
So these risen, possibly.
I look at her and go, whoa.
Yeah. So. Okay, so these things are clearly were alive, then died, but seemingly recently animated, whatever purpose it was.
Day or
Within, I would probably say within 72, maybe 4 days, maybe. But I don't know if how good your noses are.
Pretty good.
Can you smell? I'm gonna can you smell the perfume? I'm gonna try and waft a bit of the scent.
Take away investigation check or
getting a little bit of corpse and.
Interesting combination of scent.
Yeah, you do get the smell of some sort of perfume, oil.
So this was,
but you also get once you're concentrating on it, you can smell. It's hard to mask the scent of rot. You do still smell that behind there as well.
So someone's gone to a lot of trouble to try and disguise these things to make somehow into this building somehow.
So, sorry, I didn't catch your name.
That's because I didn't give it.
May I have your name? Yes. Do you think we can get any more information out of corpses that are here? This seems to be an area you're specialised in.
What you discuss.
Okay.
Or do you think we need to follow up on this quickly? Because if there's a limited time frame when these corpses are raised, we may only have a small window of opportunity to actually find the culprit who's...
Oh, very much so.
Can I make a suggestion that we have this conversation outside of this before I throw up again?
Oh, we're outside of the dead bodies.
I was examining the other bodies outside, sweetie.
Oh, I was in the room that was in... Oh, shit! I was in the room that was being... I don't know if Luke got that, but I was in the room that was explored and... Oh, run out to you guys.
Yeah, but don't forget, I was in there with you, and then I then went outside to make the comparison. I was doing the whole Dr. House thing.
Considering she was so cute.
None of you took... Oh, okay, fine. If that's how that went down, I'm gonna... Thanks for bringing me with you guys. Really appreciate it.
He's cutting out everything.
Just sheet white.
So,
But
we all push on.
the only thing I very much doubt I can get much more information out of these things other than the fact that they were recently risen. I don't know where from. Maybe the is a clue of some description because it's highly flawed. I don't know whether that's indicative of anywhere specifically within this city. I don't know. But obviously,
is this an oiled perfume or is this like cloves or things?
It feels oily.
Embalming fluid.
It feels.
So you can't really get a sample of it.
It feels oily to me, to be perfectly honest. But obviously, I mean, logo is obviously a good indicator of finding out where these people came from and maybe how they came to suddenly be dead and then risen. Yeah, but again, I'm not from here, so we need to go find whoever these people are.
Luke, please correct me if I'm wrong here, but this servants' quarters that came into the hall, I assume that wasn't the only exit that the Minotaur kicked the door through on.
No, there is a door, at the far end as well. It's almost like servants would come in through the back.
So my bet is behind there.
Less of a respect thing and more of a... It's difficult for servants to push their way through a huge crowd to then come back out again. It's easier to bring food and things in through the back where there aren't a load of people.
You can always go see what's behind special door number 2. Yeah, that's not a problem.
Yeah, let's move forwards and try and open the door before the Minotaur smashes any more of the structure.
But he does it so well.
Sorry, that was to the DM, not as a vocal IC call.
But he does it so well.
I don't really want to sass the man who picks me up for fun.
Can I just point something out, by the way? Could you show your T-shirt properly, Ken?
Oh.
He's a red shirt.
He's a red shirt. I wonder why he was the first one to go unconscious.
I pretty much brought this on myself.
You did?
Yep. Yeah.
Foreshadowing.
So...
Dramatic irony.
So, Runt, Mercy, and Gadra all going to the door at the end of the room? The other side, sorry.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
How's your stomach, dear?
I'll be fine, thank you. Really scary lady.
Just don't breathe in too deeply. That's all I'll say.
Have you got anything like face mask or something?
I have a shawl. I'm good. I'll figure it out. I'm gonna let them go a little bit, and the mark that was on the clothing. Can I quickly draw it so we've got a literal visual reference of it?
Definitely.
So I'm gonna.
It's literally just 3 gold S's on a navy blue patch.
Cool. Just.
Find it stands for the Spartan Special Service.
I'm not sure if helpful or full of shit.
Things can be 2 things.
So once I've
sometimes it do be like that.
Wow.
Done a little doodle, and I'm gonna kind of add a slight distance behind all of them, kind of follow, because I don't want to encounter any more dead things. Not today.
Sorry. I'm not laughing at you, I'm not laughing at you. Actual power bottom Gabriel.
I'll take it.
So you make your way out through the back exit. Power bottom. You open up, and there's some steps going
that's
around.
a spicy one.
Of the temple.
Around the outside.
So around the outside.
Around the outside.
Yeah, around the outside. And by the exit, there's a few barrels, which if you check in, there's no bodies squeezed into there. You'll be happy to know.
No.
It's just things like
Second hairstyle.
dried meats and fruits, and there's a few crates of wine and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
But there's nothing untoward out there.
Just going to keep a close eye on these 3 random people I've met and check they're not helping themselves to things like bottles of wine. They seem like probably untrustworthy types.
That is very fair.
I'm 13.
Yeah, and you don't know any 13-year-olds that try and steal their parents' alcohol.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, DM, but also you're talking to this 13-year-old, so no, I'm good.
So yeah,
Hey,
I might just have a quick.
You're mocking
This
me.
might or may not be prudent or anything, but I wanted to see if there's any of the foods and stuff that might smell not quite kosher. Want to just check to see if there's any potential contamination.
okay, make a, I'd say medicine check.
Okay.
As you're seeing if there's anything chemical.
Yeah, just looking for that might not be medicine. 18.
18, you have a good look through. You think some of the meat at the bottom of the barrel, sorry.
Awesome.
Maybe reaching past its time.
That's fair enough.
But there's nothing poisoned or cursed or anything like that.
Okay.
Again, you think if it's been stored on consecrated ground, it won't have been able to be cursed for long.
Yeah.
Unless it was
better
as
to be
powerful
safe
as
than
these
sorry.
things. Sorry, go on.
No, I'm just saying it's better to be safe than sorry, and then once everything feels copacetic, I'll just casually carry on.
I check to make sure that all the exits and entrances are secure and are about to get burst in on by something less than friendly.
Apart from one that has a hoof print through it.
Blood.
Much.
Yes.
Yeah, there seems to just be the one door at the side, because the guards and the servants shared the same kind of room, and then the room out the back, which led to the outside, where you can see carriage tracks, where you assume Dionysus was led out to wherever he dwells when he's not.
Okay. But two or three ways we can possibly do this. We either go straight to the source, these SSS people, find out where they're based, or we see where there might be a recently desecrated cemetery.
I vote SSS.
Cemeteries are
Of desecrated.
What?
Didn't catch what you said, Liv.
Oh, sorry. I said I vote SSS. I my favorite desecrated today.
I think that's a knocking out on the cemetery.
Well,
Maybe we should split into two separate groups so someone can make sure the child doesn't have to go to the cemetery.
Yeah, you.
I think I'll be going to the cemetery.
Can I not take my stalker? That would be nice.
But it would make for such a lovely.
For whom?
For the people not doing it.
Would you happily?
It would be nice for the people not doing it. and that's a gaming kitchen.
Just to move things along. So, what is the plan? Are you splitting the party?
Do we really want to?
You can split the party if you want, and you can leave your friends behind because your friends don't dance. If they don't dance, they ain't no friends.
My room. Yeah, I don't mind if you want to split the party. One or the other.
Perhaps we could go look at the religious element of this, and perhaps you could accompany Alma.
She's not going. I'm not taking her to the cemetery.
Yes, but you could accompany Alma to go investigate the servants. Appear to be decided for.
People who servants that we probably should someone more subtle than a 13-year-old and a giant hulking.
I can't think of anybody better. Really.
Right, screw it. We'll go question them. Let's
see how that goes. So, Hunter Alma, are you going to try and find out where these servants are from? And Gabrielle and Mercy, you're going to find a local cemetery.
We're going to try and find
some spooky skeletons.
Okay.
This is going to end well.
Both like to? I tell you, you're heading down into the main town to do this.
Yeah.
What we're going to try and find someone to ask to find out where there might be.
Yeah, this cliff top is deserted now.
Fine.
The wounded have been taken down by the druids and the healers.
Oh no!
They needed more.
So we're on a high place looking over the city. Can we see a graveyard?
Make a perception check. Since there's two of you looking, one can make it with advantage if you like.
What's your perception like?
I don't think I'm good at looking. I think I'm bad at that.
Well, I'm pretty terrible, but you can always give me an advantage if you want.
I'll give you an advantage, and I'll trust that you know corpses better than I do.
Friggin' well hope so. That's not bad, that's a 21.
Okay, you don't see any cemeteries on a 21, but you feel that because of the close proximity to the coast and then a large river, they wouldn't be close by anyway, because there's the danger of bodies being kind of washed away in some sort of flood, and that's creepy for the Thebans.
Necropolis.
Yeah, what you do see is something that you recognise, being a grave cleric, as kind of an interment kind of mausoleum.
Ooh.
So where they prepare the bodies to have the funeral rites and then probably be burned, as is usually the tradition in Greece.
Cremation.
Or Elysium, sorry. Yeah. It's more cremation than burial. Especially in places like this, where it's a higher dense population that's being used for other things.
Marvellous.
Been all that thick around here.
Yeah, they're just spread that way. That might be a good stopping place.
Yeah.
And again, the sense, obviously, if they're preparing bodies for whatever, maybe they're using the perfumes to.
Okay, are you guys heading off to there?
Yeah,
Why not?
I'll take your lead on this one. I think it's your area of specialty rather than mine.
I know my way around things that move and then don't.
And if they need convincing, just let me know.
Oh, I have my ways.
Not
Stop it!
all creepy. Yes.
Says the not quite child. Yes, no, I'm not saying that on a stream. No.
How do you two get settled together?
Child-friendly stream.
Very child-friendly.
Pinky and Perky, what are you doing?
No, it's Pinky in the brain. What are you talking about? No.
So, run. You and I
finding this place.
teaming up. I have a suggestion that might please you.
Really? Is it find the nearest daycare centre?
Well, no. Might be for you. Where do you meet the most interesting and normal places that sell food and places that sell drink? So here we go. Nearest town.
So you guys are doing the thing of
You know they card on the door, right? You're not getting
finding
in.
the tavern.
Yeah, but it's cool.
Okay, where are you looking? Because again,
I have grey hair and a... We got this.
Could be an old lady.
just to
And I
make
have
you
a
guys
quarter
aware,
staff.
as you will all know this, but the class tavern inn doesn't exist.
It's a tavern now.
I did say
Taverna,
places
if you
that sell
want-
food as well.
Yep. Capaella, which sounds like a Mexican dish.
I thought it was like Brazilian.
Capoeira, sorry.
Isn't that like Brazilian martial arts or something?
That's capoeira. Capoeira, if you want a drink, which is similar to. It will be people handing out drinks, and you put a coin on the tray, and they'll be taken off a lot more subtle, but on a
It's like
smaller
Hooters.
scale. Or there are the more private symposiums, which in a modern day it would be people in big dressing gowns with brandy and philosophical things, and that's a symposium.
I feel like a symposium would be more likely to have private servants as opposed to ones they have to hire in from the outside.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so how are you going to find the symposium?
I follow the money.
Roll me the money.
So you're going to try and look for someone rich and ask them?
Yes.
Okay, that's fine. Make
Oh.
me...
Fair enough.
Great.
Okay, because this will be funnier, let's go with you guys first. Do you want to make me an investigation check? One of you with advantage, since one will help the other.
Wait, what? Me and Alma?
Yeah.
One of you with advantage.
what
You've
we
probably
do?
got the higher intelligence. You can have advantage. Because I'm probably going to fail anyway.
Is it 4% then?
Yeah, for
It's wisdom.
going
Oh,
forward,
wisdom, brother, well,
to stop the I try, well that
Wait.
didn't work, well I'll try. One person can make it with advantage if it's a group check. Unless I say it's a big group.
So it's intelligence or what?
No, it's
investigation.
Investigation check.
Investigation, sorry.
Roll
Well,
twice
mine
and
is-
the highest result.
Yeah, there we go.
But me?
You do it. Yeah, you do it. Roll twice. Pick the higher one.
Okay, hold on.
Thank you everybody so far for your bits and donations and subscriptions, by the way.
We can't say anything, but thank you. Thank you.
You're going to open it. Yeah, like I say, priority is hit that donation button.
Definitely.
If you can donate anything to Calm, we'd be much appreciated. We love all the other stuff, don't get me wrong.
Today.
This episode, from now until Friday, really want to help Calm.
Really want to see those fingers on the...
Pretty much, yeah. And again, anyone that donates, I can't confirm there's a prize in a minute because it's still in the air.
I got that reference.
But everyone that donates will be entered into a raffle that might get something very special.
An evening with Luke.
Is it something special?
Right, something special, not something traumatic.
Yeah.
Two things.
They're not mutually
I thought we were just going to give them Alma.
I'm pretty sure we should just get things can be two things branded on our t-shirts.
Did you roll, babe?
Session.
Yeah, moving on. Did you roll?
Did. I just forgot what we were talking about. It's investigation, right?
Yeah.
So the highest one I got was 12.
Plus your investigation skill.
20 plus my investigation.
Yep.
12.
Oh, okay, then. Just wasn't sure if you added the thing.
You don't
It
know
was
if
either
they're
going to be
rich or
7
not,
or 12.
But, Alma, since you spot that fancy-looking Dragonborn guy. In the town again.
Oh, God. How does one approach a fancy Dragonborn guy when you look like a 13-year-old? Oh, I have a Minotaur with me.
Confidence.
I have an idea.
The icebreaker.
Or the face breaker.
I'm more of a bone breaker than an icebreaker, let's be honest.
Front. Fancy
Right.
Dragonborn dude. He might
What
know
about
where we
him?
need to go.
Alright, let's go talk to him then.
Is
So-
there any way I can try and disguise myself to look older? Because I have
You have
silver hair. I could just pull my hat down or something.
Unless you have a disguise kit, you can make a deception roll at disadvantage.
Yeah, I'm not going to try. That's a really bad idea.
I was
I'm
going to
gonna-
say, you look like a 13-year-old that can't see. Yeah.
Yeah!
That's great.
There are spells that can disguise you. There's an actual kit that can disguise you.
Yeah,
Generally, just putting your hat down doesn't make you older. Putting it
Haven't got
sideways
any
makes
of
you
that
cool.
Sway.
No.
Putting in a jaunty angle.
yeah, it currently
Yeah,
is
George
sideways. If
Michael.
it's front ways,
There.
Do you want to
Yeah, are you marching up to the Dragonborn?
yeah. So I'm going to try and approach the Dragonborn
Just stay behind me.
with a Minotaur and a dog.
Okay.
Yeah, I just
Take
saw
notice to the I help you, sir.
I recognise you. You were the Agora, weren't you?
Yes, I was there by invitation of Dionysus himself.
You must be a very important individual, surely.
I am ambassador from Tokojin. I'm here on political and trade matters.
Well, I'm sorry that those matters may have been disrupted by the events earlier. I was wondering if you could perhaps help me.
You are respectful, I like you.
Why,
If
thank you.
there's any way I can assist, does not take up too much of my valuable time, it is yours.
I sort of reach a hand behind me towards Am and go like, give me the doodle.
I'll just rip the page out and hand it to him.
I sort of pull it out, briefly look at it, show the Dragon Ball, go, do you recognise this symbol at all, from anywhere?
He looks at him and he strokes. Again, it looks like a beard. It's more tendrils, but it's almost like Fu Manchu style.
Like catfish whiskers.
Yeah, basically, yeah. Strokes over it, looks at it, it's like.
Oh god, we're being catfished.
Am I allowed to peek
Recognise.
around Minotaur to see what's going
Yeah,
on?
sure.
Cool.
Do whatever you want. I recognize symbol. Some of my business involves trade in workers. I believe that is the mark of Safil.
Right.
You do not know who Safil is, do you?
Jimmy Soviet? No.
We're not from here.
Yeah.
I can.
No,
Oh, hello, little one.
Hi.
yeah, this is my product that I need to share.
What's that kind of product?
I cannot.
Ignore the sprog.
What he
Ignore
means
it.
is, I'm his ward.
That's the word. Sorry. Minotaur tongue, not common native language. You know,
I understand
you
what,
understand the translation difficulties.
You have considered kobold, my friend. Much less
Troublesome. Yes, I should have. I really should have. Right. So,
More useful
tell me
than
again, what was the name of that business?
This field.
servant services.
And would that be located on Seville Road? Is that a specifically different city?
That's Taylor's.
Ah, yes.
Oh, damn it.
What you mean, but you need to speak to him. He is down street that. Take left. Keep walking. He is big building. A lot of noise. Very disorganized. Not like Intercogen. This city is very nice.
You don't have to tell me. Well, thank you very much for your help. You've been a great assistant, sir, and I wish you all the best luck with your business here.
You too, sir. What is your name?
I am Runt. Should you ever need any assistance of a mercenary nature, by all means, look me up.
Or if you need a druid, talk to me.
And what is your name, little one?
Alma.
Alma. Meet you both. Likewise, if you need any help, you find yourself intercoaching, ask for Tadakai. I will put you up as my guest, and I'm sure there is some business we can organize together.
Thank
you very much for your generosity, sir. I'd reach out and shake his hand.
He puts out quite a long fingernails, but very neat claw, and shakes your hand, and then bows, and then bids you adieu.
I would do likewise, but I'm scared I will poke him in the eye with my horn.
That is fair.
Right then, come along, little one. Let's go.
Why don't we go
Okay.
back and grab one of the uniforms? Just to prove that we know where we're going. Because then we can go, is this yours?
Fine. You're doing the legwork. I think I'll wait here.
Okay, as you make the 2-mile trek up the hill,
I think we're just making a beeline to the House of Death.
The mausoleum.
Yeah, mausoleum, the House of Death sounds.
Welcome to the House of Death.
More dangerous.
Were they never?
You make your way there. And again, you can smell the frankincense and the embalming fluid and things as you approach. It's a familiar scent for you. Gabriel, not so much. But you enter, and you are greeted by figures in black turbans with kind of almost a veil over their faces in black as well. You see some dark elves going about doing their business, and you also see a tiefling with silver skin, a female. She bears the mark of the crescent moon on her forehead. She seems to be bringing those around, directing them. And she holds, I've forgotten the name of it. Do you know the new swing that has the
Sensor.
That's the one. She's holding a sensor as she does her work. There's a few bodies outside, currently covered in shrouds, basically preparing.
Straight to the top.
May as well. Greetings.
May I help you?
Well, it's not outside the realms of possibility. May or may not be aware of what transpired not a hour or two ago at the Agora.
Yeah, kind of gestures to the bodies outside.
I did one of the other bodies. So yes, lovely. Without to putting a finer point, I've somehow been tasked with finding out what the flipping heck happened.
By Dionysus.
Ah, nice.
Yes, yeah, charming. Hello.
It's hosting.
And comes with all the virtues and the vices. With
well,
what is it that you ask of me?
First of all, I bring greetings from Attica, my own temple.
Persephone.
Yes,
You are one of hers.
I am.
Thank you. I am in fact a maiden of Hecate. Attica and Regina have had a long alliance. I welcome you. It's good to see someone this far afield.
I would like to say that it was by choice, but it wasn't. But I'm here, so I'm making the most of a unfortunate situation. This task we've been given and the mystery that has presented itself before us. We just trying to find out as much information as about how those creatures managed to rise and cause havoc. I can tell you what I know from being close and personal with them, that they have indeed been recently risen. And this being the only real major place of internment dead, it seemed a logical place to start. Do you know offhand, have you missed any bodies, for want of a better word?
I am, being from Lagina, I'm not from here. I came to help when I heard what happened, being the closest to Persephone other than yourself. Give me a moment.
Oh, thank you.
She turns and she has like hushed conversations with the.
It's a start.
Speak to her, she's like, there haven't been any Thebes being the city it is.
Mm-hmm.
Only the ceremony that would last days only lasts a few hours in Thebes. This is the changing and the ever frantic city that it is. If any bodies were to go missing, they would be quickly found or noticed. My only thought is that possibly they were killed somewhere else, risen another way.
Luke.
Yes.
The divine sensibility has limited amount of uses.
Yes.
But I'm still within those. So while this is happening, I'd like to have a quick look around the area. Obviously, there are bodies that I'm aware of are likely to be undead, but I'm looking for anything outside of those and for a rough amount of how many undead bodies are in there.
Undead bodies? None.
Okay.
It seems like the bodies that are around.
Undead after being killed?
No.
No, they stop showing us undead.
Yeah, once that necrotic energy or whatever energy is reanimating them,
they stop showing.
They stop showing, because that's what you sense. You don't sense the body itself. You sense the necrotic or the evil, I suppose, energy that's inhabiting the bodies.
And then the mausoleum itself, I assume that's consecrated?
It is consecrated. One thing you do notice is whilst the priestess Elpina is not undead, don't sense any untoward energy from her. By her side, invisible to the naked eye, but you do sense a fiendish aura next to her.
So when you say by her side, are we talking the size of a person or something smaller?
Smaller. You can't tell a shape per se, but you know, like if something like Predator has kind of the invisibility that's not quite.
Yeah.
You kind of that's the kind of aura you get that you know to be fiendish. I'd say up to her mid thigh. It's kind of constantly at her side. When she moves, it kind of moves with her. This kind of shifting around.
I will check some a creature or something.
If you have religion or arcana, feel free to make.
I do have religion.
How to have a friend? Jesus.
Not 20.
Yep, I can vote.
Okay. You've heard of Hecate.
Yep.
And she, unlike the rest of the gods and the goddesses of Elysium, she is technically a Titan. So she's not an Olympian in the classic sense of being a god and being from that generation. Hecate herself comes from the older generation of Titans. And as such, she doesn't really have clerics or paladins as, say, Poseidon or Persephone. But people that follow Hecate tend to still make pacts with her. And so there tend to be a lot more warlocks in Hecate's service. So you imagine that whoever this is, this Alpina, she is probably a warlock of Persephone, and whatever you're sensing is a fiend that she has bonded with as part of her pact to Hecate.
Okay, so that's actually very rational, and it's not something that would really even be questioned.
On a nat 20, you know that that's possibly frowned upon by some of the dude gods like Hera, Demeter. For someone like Hecate, that's the standard. You know, if you make a pact with her, that can manifest in all sorts of ways.
And would it be inappropriate to acknowledge the presence of that entity?
It depends how you do so. Being a holy man yourself, you'd probably get away with it better. Poseidon and Hecate don't have any ill alliances, but they also don't really have any friendship between them.
Okay.
So it might not be seen as an attack. Poseidon and Hecate aren't close.
I'll just give a very slight nod towards the area where I think it is, in the way that I would acknowledge just a shorter race.
Kind of, she sees and she kind of doesn't say anything, but a smile curls to you, and then turns back to the conversation.
Just like myself, you are not from here. Is there anyone here within these sacred walls that might have any idea as to maybe where these possible bodies may have come from? There was slightly from God.
I think the bodies that we found in the servants' quarter need to be servants. They had the clothes removed.
They were dressed as guards.
But the bodies that we found that had been naturally animated
had armor.
They had armor of guards. But I didn't look enough to identify whether they were naturally guards.
What you did see was the bodies that were ripped apart. They had the guard hands.
Oh, right.
That's what I was getting.
You did already know that.
Okay.
I was just double checking.
Because you made that was what you got, like the natural 20 on, I believe.
I think so.
So yeah, the
I'm trying to remember between the two of us, what did we find?
Yeah, they looked like guards' bodies.
Right. What I can gather, my own personal investigations, they were city guards. They bore the brand. So for them to not be disposed of so quickly kind of smells a bit, sorry, fishy.
Well, the ones that are in the guard uniform, they didn't have guards friends. Again, you made the check on those. So
Yeah.
just remind you. So I know a lot's happened.
So I don't know.
Something almost certainly helped these creatures, though. It didn't strike me from the way they appeared that they were capable of this kind of planning. They looked a lot less organised.
Yeah, exactly. Is there any way that bodies can not be picked up by this place? Does anybody know of anywhere or?
Yes. We don't go out looking for the dead. Generally, the dead are declared. We go collect them. It's easily possible that if someone died and
potentially
time
murdered or killed.
And people weren't important or local, have been noticed to be missing, then they could have stayed in the city hidden dead for quite a while.
Oh, this might sound like a really stupid question. Are records ever kept of who is collected, and if they've ever been, and if they've been reported?
It's not a stupid question at all. You have every city usually has a record of the dead.
I'm just wondering if
not so much who collects them, they were collected from, but their next of kin is listed.
I'm just curious
they would be present.
No, I'm just curious if bodies have been reported, they're not collected, and then maybe the paperwork doesn't match. I don't know. Is that such a thing?
I think I'm looking reported
as well.
I mean, it's no harm
reported. Again, it's easier in festivals like this where visitors aren't expected to be in town. They're not missed because they're not expected to be here. Or those that live in the slums, or servants that aren't used as often.
Some people I was travelling with got picked up, and when we went to look into it, couldn't get to them.
I'm not sure I understand.
They were picked up by the guard.
It's not unusual if they were caught doing something they shouldn't.
You're from out of town, aren't you? How much do you trust the town guard in this city?
Generally, they order. Like, although Dionysus is a lot of natural rituals, like this, they have a lot of visitors of business. They keep a tight ship, as it were. Really efficient, and they stick to the. There's not much corruption that I'm aware of.
I wonder if because this involved the town guard, we saw the guards killed, and because I'm not entirely confident in the town guard's abilities, I'd be better investigating guards themselves.
Possibly.
3 guards that we found.
It's one of the other just random thought that popped in my head. The men that were risen are heavily masked in perfume to sort of pervade the natural stench of decay and death. This might sound really ridiculous, but do you here at this mausoleum use a particular blend of oils and scents?
Generally use frankincense and sage, burnt herbs, and to kind of cleanse the bodies.
I'm guessing that's not what I smell.
Well, you're more than welcome. The smells of it.
No. I'm sorry. I'm asking you.
DM.
I'm sorry. I'm asking you as the DM with that medicine check.
No, it was much more perfumed,
Right.
flowery.
If I was able to describe that to somebody here, would they possibly know where that scent might come from?
Make a persuasion check. Less about you persuading, and more about
Conveying clearly.
Yeah. That's not bad. 17.
17. After all, Thebes is a port town. They get business overseas and from other cities looking to sell overseas. So, good check at the Stoa, which is the market.
Right.
Bathhouses, they tend to have a lot of perfumes and oils. And their treatments and in the water itself.
Oh yay!
So yes, if I were looking myself, I'd look at bathhouses or places that might sell those sort of things to them.
That's fair enough. I just wanted to try and eliminate thought process and see what.
No, absolutely. Anything we can do to help.
No, you've been very helpful, I think.
Yeah.
Whilst we are in the business of seeing to the dead, we don't like to be kept busy.
Well,
thank you very much for your time. I don't think we'll take up any more of your precious time at this.
Thank you. Moon's blessings upon you all.
And
to you.
Across town, you guys, after on the Panther, you make your way to this rather plain-looking building at the end of the street. It seems to have quite multiple stories behind it, and then like a front building in itself. Quite odd, to be honest.
Okay.
It could be like a modern-day hotel. As you go in, there's one man at the desk, frantically talking to others and going through notes and kind of organizing and shouting at servants who run and kind of duck as he throws things at them if they're not being quick enough.
Jolly good.
And seems to be very frantic at the moment.
Right. Well, you think that's our guy? You sure? Right.
Well, it's a start.
Let's go talk to him.
He kind of doesn't even look at you, but he obviously senses the light go out from where you leave a silhouette. I was like, yes, several servant services. I'm Civic. What can I do for you?
I don't know if you're aware, but there have been some events today which I believe may have
There have been a lot of events today. We've staffed a lot. We're still staffing more. What are you looking for? Are you looking to buy? Are you looking to sell that? What do you want?
I'm not a that. Thank you.
You went, Liv. You went back for the toga, didn't you?
I did.
She did.
Cool.
I'm gonna grab it. No, I'm gonna do that because he just called me a that. I'm gonna hold it up and be like, have you been missing anyone for a couple of days?
No, we haven't. I've got a precise list of who we have, who we don't. Sorry, why am I talking to you?
Because Lord Dionysus himself has instructed us to get to the bottom of events of the Agora. Now are you going to shut up and be helpful?
Well, he said.
Why not?
That's spicy.
Lord.
That is awful. Can I have advantage of being a big scary man as well?
That's not a D20.
Nope, that isn't. That's good.
That's a D12.
Great job.
That's much better.
That's better.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Thank you for pointing
Well, dude.
I think I've got a... yes, that'll be a 21.
He kind of half hearing the name Dionysus and half realizing who he's actually talking to. I apologize, sir. It's just not often that we let the miners talk. We are a civilized city after all. Those in a position to talk to you, sir. How can I help you?
I take Alma and just put her on the desk, so she's like the ninth ever with me.
It's fine. That's fine. What do you want, please? How can I help? I am very busy.
We need to know who you sent to staff the event of the Agora.
They have a list of names. There was a few. I think we sent a dozen servants that way. Very busy event.
How many bodies did we find? Just remind me quickly. Out of character.
3.
All right. So.
Which ones do you want to know? Describe them.
There wasn't much left.
Disintegrated.
Oh,
and
Kind of cool.
ripped apart. So we couldn't really identify them, but we found that we have one of them. We need to know who.
We believe they may have been impersonating guards.
Maybe not. Right, that doesn't sound like any I know. Maybe Rothschild. That sounds like him. What? Any distinguishing marks? Anything?
Well, one of them is now in 2 pieces. One of them's head is in its chest. Were you talking about distinguishing marks before I chop them into pieces?
Yeah, that doesn't ring any bells. It just sounds.
3 in a room next to you, like you. Shoving
Okay,
them.
well,
Give us a second, like.
we have a list of the names, but like I say, there's a dozen of them. Is there anything else you need? We usually keep them in the
Well, in that case, do we have your permission to go into those pens and speak to them ourselves?
You do not, but I will call them out. No offense, sir, but if I start letting anybody back there, they'll start getting ideas about their station. Give me a moment and I'll bring the remaining out there. I thought we were on the count last time. He kind of speaks to a halfling with a clipboard, and he kind of runs back.
I speak to my own halfling and go, sorry about that, Alma.
Yeah, whatever.
Rapping his hands on the table. And after about 5 or so minutes of very awkward silence, the halfling comes out again with 9 servants. Were any of these the ones you were talking about?
I look at Alma. She may recognize some of them. I don't believe I do. Can I do an investigation or a perception? They're all going to be dead back up at the Agora, surely.
I was going to say, you don't need to do that. You don't recognize any of them.
Intelligence is my dump stat, okay?
Wait, I have a question.
12, there's 9 left.
Did any of these guys come back from the Agora today, or any of them anyway?
Yes, these are the 9 that worked at the Agora and came back on time.
So
Right, yes, the other
12.
Yeah.
So you sent
Sorry.
12. 3 of them are dead. We've just told you this.
Yes, I've marked it down, don't worry. Feel free to question these 9 as you wish. Please don't hurt the merchandise. May I get on with my business?
If I have any more questions.
Wait on bated breath. Yeah, feel free to go question them.
Quick question. Does the fact that one of my traits is rustic hospitality, because they're common folk, aren't they? Really?
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. They're much more likely to catch for the little guy being slaves. So feel free to take the lead on that one.
Cool. Will do.
Alright, you talk to these people. They seem more your type than mine.
They all stand very in line. They don't look disciplined, as in military discipline, but they know to do as they're told.
Cool. So, general question to the group. Don't feel you have to stand on regiment just for us. We're good people, don't worry. Anything you saw today at all would be really handy, or anything you know about the 3 people that are not with you anymore.
One gnomish woman steps forward and looks up even to you. You're not supposed to talk about it, Mom. It's business, but we did see the 3 you mentioned wearing the guards' uniforms. Things kicked off.
Did they look like they were up to mischief, or did they look like they were trying to hide?
But they were just parading around as if that's where they belonged. And then some just started to attack. I mean, I don't know why. I mean, we're generally well treated. We get a good stay. We're fed well, but they just seem to it.
I think they were, I don't know, cursed might be the wrong word, but they definitely weren't
They were
themselves.
not themselves. They had not been themselves for days. We didn't expect anything like this.
Haven't been themselves for days?
Oh, Hector was the kindest man I know, things considered.
And did anything happen when, around the time they began behaving oddly?
Kind of thinks for a moment. They had just finished work. I know the three of them working at the bathhouse.
Which bathhouse would that be?
I'm not sure. We don't really get told. You could ask Stavile. He most likely know.
Oh, he and I have a good repertoire. I'll be sure to ask him.
You kindly fear.
We're often, before the festival, we're often hired to spruce up and make it look presentable to the visitors.
That's awesome. Well, you've done a good job. The city looks amazing.
Thank you. We were proud until this.
It's not your fault, and don't worry about it. We're on a mission to figure out what happened, so we got this.
And if it's any consolation, I mean, judging by the smell of them, I'm pretty sure your friend's been dead for a few days.
What?
Okay.
Helpful.
One of them, like
Chaotic good.
One looks like possibly a half elf, young, like probably in his early 20s, kind of breaks down, and the others have to kind of comfort him. At this point, Sadila's like, "What are you doing? I told you not to damage them. That meant mentally."
Runt, go talk to the guy at the front desk. I'm going to console this.
I think that's enough. Just take them back. Get them a drink. Give them a day off. Let them.
What was your name?
Works out.
The lady who spoke to us. What was your name?
Oh,
Savili.
no, that's the guy that owns the place.
Okay.
I'm Kalina, Mom.
Thank you kindly, Kalina, for your help.
And yourself. Bye.
Bye.
Okay, so you're talking to Vile again.
Right. So we need to know where those, where Hector and the crew that were cleaning the bathhouse were a few days ago.
See, if I have a name, I can help you a lot sooner.
Wonderful. Can you help us with less attitude?
You say bathhouse, yes?
Yes.
To speak to the manager.
They were cleaning, yes. A few of them were sent to Adara's place to clean that up ready.
Where? Adara's place. Is that a bathhouse by chance?
Yes, Adara's bathhouse. With lots of bathhouses.
And as you can
just
tell,
a heads up, it is
around
a
here.
bathhouse and not a takes a side glance at Alma. Bathhouse. Relax.
You can.
They do have a lot.
I look at Alma. Any other questions?
Think we're good.
Okay. All right. If we have anything else that springs to mind, we will be back. You can rest assured of that.
Okay. He kind of goes back to his business, and you guys leave. Where are you going to go? Because you guys never set a place to meet.
I know.
Oh, bollocks. Well, we knew they were heading to the mausoleum type thing, didn't we? So we'll head out that way.
Okay.
And we definitely said graveyard before we separated.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
You did point it out because you saw it from. So
yeah.
Brevity's sake, because I'm nice.
Thank you, DM.
You
great
do eventually there. They've been waiting for a while because you had to wait for Alma to go back up the hill again.
We're not worthy.
We're not worthy.
Up again and kind of discuss. You feel free to discuss what you found.
Right. So
I'll have an earpiece so I can hear Alma for now.
You're not missing much. Hey.
Bitch.
Rude.
I will kill you in your sleep.
So.
No, that's my job, dear.
Went to the mausoleum. Everything there seems very legitimate. I think you're probably on the same page I am with that we don't think they came from the mausoleum.
No.
We don't distrust the people at the mausoleum. I'm very confident that they have no idea what's going on and that it didn't come from there.
Well, given what we now know about this city's death practices, it's highly likely that they were quickly disposed of and stored somewhere outside of prying eyes for whatever purposes. I mean, they did happen to point out that based on the description of the perfume, they did happen to mention that either the perfumes could be bought, or maybe they, as a result of like bathhouses, stuff, places like that. So there's plus as well, there's also the other opportunity that maybe because the guards were impersonating guards and your people somehow went missing or something. I don't know. So maybe there's stuff to do there, but I don't know.
think the guards are something we need to investigate in general. Those specific 3 guards that found the servants' quarters, I think we want to try and follow up on where they came from.
I think you might need to put the back together first. I believe.
Before you move on, Alma had her hand up patiently.
She did. She's got the sharing stick.
Sorry.
It's fine. You mentioned bathhouse. We know a location for bathhouse.
We believe the 3 stabby guards were actually servants.
Well, the servants.
Yeah.
Yeah, the 3 guards
they
found.
cleaned a place called Adara's bathhouse, which may be perfume.
Okay.
Very good.
Okay. Well, puzzle pieces at least fit together somewhere. That's nice. So we've got 2 new lines of inquiry.
I pat Hammer on the head and go, "Oh, we got something else to say, Sprog."
That's good.
I said high five, but that's fine.
Oh.
Yeah. No. So yeah, we have a bathhouse we can go to. And if you want to investigate the guards, I'm assuming they were 3 missing.
I don't know.
Now.
Maybe we should stick together just for one thing.
Yeah. Should we
Bathhouse.
be taking Alma to a bathhouse?
It's a bathhouse, not a bathhouse.
Right,
So
okay.
we should
If
be
you're
alright.
that worried about me, just ditch me in a library. I'll do my own research.
No.
But
We've all seen Home Alone. We know what happens when you leave a child unattended.
I grew up in a wizard's college. I think I know.
It's
Tapestry?
No, it's a drama. It's
like
a very well received stage play around around Sparta.
The Callus Colquinus.
That's correct.
Performed in amphitheatres all across the globe.
Okay, so next up,
Bathhouse.
Bathhouse. Okay, as you reconvene and you discuss your plans, we are going to end it there for session 1.
Whee!
Hey! Thanks for tuning in, guys. I know we started a little bit later.
Thank you for persevering.
And thank you for donating to Calm.
Yeah, thank you so much. Like I say, that donation button will work for the foreseeable, but until Friday at 5 PM, it will be donating all that money to Calm. So if you've donated already, like I know a few of you have, thank you so much.
Just do it.
If you haven't yet and you can spare £1, please donate. If you know of anybody that would maybe not want to watch the stream, but want to donate money to a worthy cause, again, please let them know. Send them a link. They don't have to watch the channel. This isn't a publicity thing. The more money we can get for Calm, the better we'll feel about helping them out.
Definitely.
So yeah, the link will be on the page regardless of whether you want to watch any of the videos or not. So please donate. If you want to donate through the site, or if you want to get involved with your own fundraisers, it is thecalmzone.net. A lot of good work. And also, thank you for everybody. I won't keep going for too long. But thank you for the cast to begin with.
Hey.
For all your work and joining in and being really excellent role players. Thank you for the NPCs as well. We have about 15 NPCs playing the Greek gods themselves. You heard Dionysus tonight. We have a lot more in store for you. All being well, on not this Tuesday, but the Tuesday before our next stream, we will have something called for it. Match of the Deity.
Oh no!
And where myself and whatever gods are available talk about this session, what we liked, what we didn't like,
Me.
or they would have done, and that's the gods, not the people. And one of our lucky cast players, should I say, sorry, will be gifted with the favour of the gods for the next session.
Why are you poking at us?
Finger poking thing. Hang on, that's the finger poke of doom. What are you doing?
It's a new way of doing inspiration that I will explain later on. Yeah, if you can choose that, if you can, please donate. I will also have a Patreon set up this time next week that I will do a social media post about. So if you want to support individually what I've done and get a few bonuses, such as find out what the gods have been doing, or get this episode on podcast and things like that, please join that. There'll be a link to that. Please tune into all of the other good stuff we've got going. And from all us guys, thank you very much. I remember that we love you.
And thank you to Jordan, because amazing.